What up, everybody? Amish. Show starts in 10 minutes. Give me a second. And I want to check on my audio. And it looks like it is working. Hey, Tom. John. All right. Thank you. How is everyone doing? I got to move my microphone a little bit closer. All right. Thank you. 5x5. I meant to set the comments to pop up. So when you guys comment. So I got a fire show today. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to get pretty rough. Pretty good, man. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. Hey, Noah. And truth over comfort. All right. So on my live streams, I normally talk for about 10 minutes and talk to everybody. And then right at the 10-minute mark is where I like to try and start if possible. But so I was going to do it on this show. I was just going to play some guitar for about 10 minutes or so. And I'm going to do that on a different stream, though. There's so much I want to do that I haven't been able to do. I'd like to set up and just do a really, really awesome show and get like a show set going, I'm really critical on how I do stuff here. So stuff has been really going crazy. I could not fit the original title that I wanted to talk about on here. I just said a couple things, but there's like 20 topics, and I'm only slightly exaggerating. I don't think I'm going to cover all of them. I think I'm just going to cover a few, but we got some interesting things going on within the whole Tartaria type of situation and the whole flat earth as well. It's a lot of weird stuff going on, and it's driving me crazy. It's like some of these guys have just collectively lost their minds. Some of the flat earthers, and I'll show you who I'm talking about, but I don't know where it all went bad at. And I'm kind of trying to figure out, where did it all go bad at? Oh, Paul Cook also. I didn't get to put that in the title. I might even have to change that title after that. I definitely have to mention his antics as well. Yeah, Tom, they might be. They might be just there trying to get as much clout as they can or something stupid, but it's really harming the community, because and also you're also dealing with some of the guys that are doing gimmicks and stuff, and it really turns a lot of people away. Yep. Exactly, Rune. Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I know Eric Dubay actually got to address that, and he did an excellent job addressing it. He addresses it really nice, but you know what? I've discovered that I don't even have to be nice to any of these people because their attitudes are really poor. And they also get really butthurt. Like, as soon as I mention something about somebody, I didn't say I don't like them. Like, if I don't like somebody, or what someone does, I'll speak on it. And that's that. It doesn't mean I hate them as a person. They just get all mad, like, oh, he talked about me. It's like Nathan Oakley ripped Dell a whole new one. Yeah. What's up, Truth? Truth says they might be controlled opposition trying to poison the well. I agree. It's really weird how they all seem to have come out now, like they're all coming out. It's like they're all doing weird stuff, and I'm going to point it all out. But they're all doing really, really weird stuff, saying weird, stupid stuff. And I'm just like, come on, dude. Don't say dumb stuff. So the Euphrates River, I'm not going to get to probably talk on that. Exactly. There is no community, just your experience. Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. All right. So let's we still got like a couple more minutes. Show starts in like 10 minutes for everybody, by the way. It's at the 10-minute mark. We got about like four more minutes or so for our start. Yes. Yeah. No, X, I do. I think Jaron is a show. Yeah, I would agree with Nathan Oakley. He's a scammer. He's a scammer, and he's given MC Toon and the rest of them a platform to speak their lies on instead of shutting them down. MC Toon had messaged me. He wants me to debate him, which the Earth isn't really a debate, if you ask me. And I would handle him the same way. And I understand Nathan Oakley. Nathan Oakley's trying to educate, and really that's where I learned a lot of my debate skills from, is him and Quantum Eraser and stuff like that. They do really good work. And when you understand it, you shut them down instantly. But I'll get into it. But we're just dealing with people that don't understand real science, right? So when they see NASA and they see all these people, they're thinking, oh, science goes against this and something. No. Pseudoscience goes against all of that. Real science follows a scientific method. I ask people, what's the definition of science, right? And sorry. Oh, Dodge, what up? 9:30 here in the UK. All right, my friend. I was actually going to go on a little bit earlier, and I appreciate it. But yeah, the definition. Rune says, interesting. Good to see you're still alive and kicking. So yeah, the definition of I'm sorry, I'm space brain right now. Definition of science is basically the study and observation of the physical and natural world through experimentation and observation. It's the study of the physical and natural world through observation and experimentation. That's the definition. And when you do the experiments, you need to have your three variables, your dependent, your independent, your control. Noah says, do you think the same about Whitsitt or no? Whitsitt has awakened many people with his debates. I've seen some of Whitsitt stuff. I'm just the big issue I have with people now is the big ether thing. So I'll get into it though. We'll definitely cover that. I'm not 100% prepared for some of this. But I got to split some of this up, guys. I'm not going to be able to do all of this in one sitting. I could, but I don't think I'll have enough time today to actually go through and give each area the time it needs. But anyway, you guys see what's going on with the Sound of Freedom crap. We're going to start with that real quick. I also, before we start, I have an opportunity to hold on a sec. Rune says, I hate to say it, but Jaronism has changed. Yeah. I think a lot of these people have changed. Yeah, it used to not be about money. Now it appears it's almost exclusively about that. Any of you guys know if True Earth thing was a success? I'm not familiar with that. I missed a couple things because um, it's been a crazy month for me. But I missed a few things. It's like some of these guys, I don't even keep up with some of them anymore because I'm so frustrated. But you can let me know what that is, the True Earth. I've heard of it. I don't know why it's but yeah, everything has gotten to be about money. That's kind of why I haven't monetized my channel. There's two reasons, but I was considering it mainly because I wanted it to reach more people and I want to promote my videos. So the goal of doing this is to be able to reach as many people as you can. The problem is that if you do monetize, it seems like they actually come after you more, but that's the only channels that they push in the algorithm. So the thing is that a lot of people are able to keep their channels kind of like me if they stay under the radar. But as soon as you actually break a guideline, it's like they're trying to pull your channel down. Yeah, cartels, Colombia's cartels. As far as I know, it has been scientifically it has been proven scientifically that this world moves. Are you talking about upward rising Earth? John, what are you talking about? Are you joking? Or are you serious? Don't worry, Amish. I missed it too. Yeah. I have no clue. True Earth. Uh, Annie, is that right? I'll make sure I can see it. Hello. And he says, "Hey, brother, this is my first live stream. Mass indoctrination happens to flat Earth as well as sheeple. So stay true to what makes you and what your senses say. Power corrupts. It sucks, even to truth seekers." Sorry, I'm reading like 5 different things at once. Mel Gibson. Yeah. And thank you for joining, Annie. I appreciate that. Oh, sorry, John. What did John say? As far as I know it, it has never been proven scientifically. Okay, I got you. Sorry. I got to move a little bit closer because I just changed my entire studio and I hate doing that. Okay. I agree. It might not be international always, but humans are vulnerable to find truth through respectful debate. Yeah, I agree. And you know what the issue is too? Um, are you guys still hearing me clear? Am I 5x5? A lot of people don't want a proper respectful debate. I watched a couple of Nathan Oakley's debates recently, and people are just yelling constantly. Not Gibson, Gibstein. Right. He's a Freemason too. He does the hidden hand all the time. All right. So let's get into it. I ran a little bit over. It's been almost extra 5 minutes. All right. Thank you. All right. You can hear me. All right. All right. So yeah, this sound of freedom. Okay. I got to be careful on this topic because this is what got me in a little bit a while ago. Apparently this video, I have an issue with it because they're blaming a lot of this trafficking on cartels and other things, but everybody should know that's done any diving into this, because I was doing a lot of diving into the whole pizza and the gates. And what I found was that it's all in our government and high officials. This doesn't have anything to do with cartels whatsoever. You know what I mean? It has everything to do with Satanism. And a lot of people don't seem to understand what it's really about. Me, from an occult background, I've been able to understand all of that. And even when I was studying the Golden Dawn and MacGregor Mathers, Aleister Crowley was an issue, which he was kicked out of there, by the way. And it's a lot. And I can't read his quotes directly out of his book because it'll kick me off of here. It'll actually give me a strike if I do. And what YouTube is doing is they're removing videos. They keep removing one video from me every week, it seems like, and it's a really old video. Rune says Oakley is not really a debate as the main participant and is also the moderator. Well, Rune, here's the issue, right? I don't think Nathan's really good at explaining things. He's really good when it comes to the debate, as far as fighting against going directly head to head, but he's not good at explaining it to people. And what I've tried to do is explain to people why, and then they either listen or they don't. You know, I'll get into it, but especially on the upward rising Earth thing. What Nathan was saying was like, as soon as like you can have your own beliefs on what you feel, but when you start asserting that it has to be true, or you start doing formological fallacies and things like that, then you're telling him that everything he sees in his reality is true because of ether or because of what you're saying. You know, it's kind of like how NASA is basically saying, okay, you know, we only know 2% of the universe, so that means there has to be a 98. There has to be dark matter. There has to be. It is Photoshop because it has to be. No, it doesn't have to be. They want it to be. You know, it's kind of like the new Oppenheimer movie or whatever. I searched him up, and what I found when you actually search him is him on a chalkboard writing equations. What people have to understand, this is what Nathan Oakley has. I haven't heard Nathan Oakley explain it the way I do, but a lot of people are obsessed with math. And here's the thing: in math does not reflect reality. It can, but it's not reality. So in math, you can actually take away, say you have 2 apples in math. I can take away 3 apples from you and leave you with a negative number. In reality, if you only have 1 apple that you're holding in your hand, I cannot physically actually take that away from you. See what I'm saying? I can only take 1 away. I can't take 2. You understand what I mean? Oh yeah, I know. I know he has an island. Black and white pick, this one here. Nathan Oakley must live indoors. He couldn't go through a normal life getting slapped. Andy says, sorry, I had a stroke. Makes typing hard. I'm sorry to hear that. Next to 5G. Yeah, there's clothing that you can get to try and, you know, I actually have some blankets and things like that that actually blocks the radiation and things like that. Exactly, Noah. So when it comes to like the debate situation, especially with like Nathan Oakley and stuff, I like them personally because I like just the science aspect. I like being able to nail it down scientifically. So here's the thing, like what I did in my song with Eric Dubay, I did destruction has never created anything. So if you take metal, rubber tires, and leather and explode it a million times, you're never going to make a car ever. That proves intelligent design. That here, let's get into it. The next topic I want to get into is Martin Lika. So because this has a little bit of science with it too. So check this out real quick. This is something that he's been doing lately too. And I was going to do a short of this, but I decided not to. I decided to just cover it here because it's making me so angry. He's triggering me. Let's listen to him. Can you guys hear that? Okay, okay. No sound. All right, hold on a sec. Sorry. So has it really been that long since I've been out here? Okay. Can you guys hear this? Any sound now? Okay, okay. All right. I'm not 100% sure. They have changed StreamYard, and I have no clue why. I have no clue why. So basically, what he's saying, though, and the reason I brought this up, what he's saying is, and you see the little Archaic shirt on that he has. These guys have like some kind of a weird clique, right? Him and Archaics and them. Archaics apparently is not a Archaics is not a flat earther at all. He doesn't even understand any of that. He wears NASA shirts all the time. This dude's saying that he's making fun of like a word for God. He's saying God in general. Now, I'm not religious or anything. Like I said, my strong suit is showing people the truth behind a lot of religion and things. So it doesn't have anything to do with that. But he said that he's realized that, oh, yeah, Jason. Yeah, I know. Archaics. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I heard him explaining what actually happened to him when he got arrested. But what this dude says now, and this is what I'm talking about, how people have just changed so much. This dude's saying that he realizes that he's God. He's the captain of his own ship, and blah, blah, blah is what he's saying. He's saying he doesn't use, oh, God, why me, blah, blah, blah anymore, because he feels that he's his own slice of God. So somewhere along the line, people have taken free to a false equivalence fallacy in a way where it's like they actually think that they're gods. They think that they're capable of creation in some kind of way. They think that they're capable of separating, how would you say it, the waters above from the waters below, or creating life, or trillions of cells inside of the human body that all have to function properly. He's using his own intellectual mind. He's using intelligent agency. This is what Quantum Eraser would probably say. I don't want to quote him on it, but this is kind of how he would say it. They're using their worldview to debunk their worldview. That's why I put that evolution line in the song with me and Eric Dubay, Theory of Revolution, because destruction has never created anything. It's all intelligent design, because no matter how many times that you throw something or explode it or whatever, like the Big Bang, it can never actually create anything. Okay. You can't take a whole bunch of plastic and water and make a water bottle. It won't work. You have to design it that way in order for it to work. You can't take metal and whatever, rubber, and explode it and make a car engine. It's not going to work. It's intelligently designed. And quantum mechanics actually proves this. But like I said, most of the world now at this point is scientifically illiterate. They don't really understand science. They can't actually conduct an experiment, make a valid hypothesis. Okay, that's the issue with the upward rising Earth currently at the moment, is that it's not a valid hypothesis. Okay, none of it is. Okay, they're saying if they have a density layer on Earth, then that means what? That means that the Earth moving up is the cause of the density layer, the density directionality, I guess is how they would say it. Okay. So here's the problem with all that nonsense, like from Dell and them. It doesn't make any sense. You can't manipulate your independent variable. You can't stop the Earth from moving. Whatever you say the cause is what you have to show. So if they say that the Earth is spinning and the sun is moving around the Earth, you have to physically, or the Earth is spinning, that's why the sun's moving. You have to physically stop the Earth from spinning in order to prove that that's the cause of the sun moving in our sky. It's beyond the realm of science. It's not real. It's not able. It's speculation at best. Just like evolution. Evolution is speculation at best. Like Archaics. Archaics isn't even speculation at best. He's trash at best. Okay? And that's me being light. I don't like him simply because his content is nothing but confusing and it's muddying the waters. The same as him. When you get this new age nonsense and you start pretending like you are the god of your world, it doesn't work that way. You have free will. Okay. I do understand if you have a higher level of thinking and you feel connected with the world, but it doesn't mean that you are God, whether you have a piece of whatever you call God. And I'm not saying God is in Christian God or whatever. I'm saying whatever the universe is, whatever the intelligence of the world is, you may be a part of that. But as I said already, these guys, if you ask me, are infiltrators. They're complete infiltrators. And having people stuck on Tartaria is not really a good idea either. And the reason I say that is because Tartaria has some significant issues. Okay. I'm looking at something real quick. You guys catch my drift on that. So yeah, it's actually, this is not actually playing out in the speaker mix at all. It's so strange. Okay. It's really weird. All right, I'll fix it. But yeah. So I did just want to say that. Exactly. It's a nice topic to occasionally look at, but making it a thing is a really bad idea. Tucker Carlson, I can't play it for you. Another issue with the flat earthers now currently in this whole community. Tucker Carlson said, he said, that's why flat earth has been able to go underneath the radar, because, and he basically, what he was saying was that it can't be true. Flat earth can't be true, right? That's why we've cruised under the radar. Is that why YouTube censors you? Because flat earth isn't true? Is that it? He said that they only attack the truth. That's why flat earth has been able to cruise under the radar. Just because someone mentions flat earth, like him and Justin Trudeau, it doesn't mean anything. I'm astonished with all of these flat earthers everywhere and these brilliant researchers. Some of these guys have done amazing work. Okay. Hey, Stephanie, what's up? Thank you for joining. All of these flat earthers have done some amazing work, and it's like everybody is falling victim to this nonsense all at once. You got Martin Lika talking nonsense, like he sits down with Archaics and sits down with Max Egan, and they still don't understand flat earth at all. And apparently Max Egan just said in his last show, or his last two shows, Max Egan from the Crow House, one I always get on. I like the guy. I just like him as a person. He seems like a nice guy. However, I don't tolerate people talking nonsense on the flat earth. He said that he tried to debate Jaron, and Jaron brought up that there's no flights to South America or something. And I'm like, Jaron, no. There might be places where you can't fly to South America from, but the way that Max Egan had said that, he's just like, yeah, he said there's no flights to South America, and I just took a flight to South America. I'm like, I've never heard that. What the hell are you talking about? And did Jaron really say that? See, Jaron's another one. It's another one. You can't say stupid stuff like that. So Tucker Carlson is saying, show him the evidence of its flatness, and he will amplify it. Oh, I'm sure you will, you piece of shit. Actually, we don't really want you amplifying anything. Okay, Tucker Carlson, you piece of trash. How about that? Yeah, I don't either. He honestly, Martin seems like a happy kind of guy. He has a likable personality. That's fine. But sometimes for the flat earth and for things like that, you have to legitimately make sure that you speak properly on it and shut it down, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about flat earth. Martin Lika doesn't know anything about flat earth. Martin Lika would get destroyed if he came over here and tried to debate me. Okay. The price of Adam, what's up? Says, did I hear you say you thought Nathan was a Mason? No, not at all. No. Nathan Oakley? No. Mason? Who are we talking about? No. Mel Gibson does The Hidden Hand. And also the other guy in this movie, Sound of Freedom, is also a Mason. Okay. He wore a Masonic tie as well. I mean, and then comes out and he's like, oh, no, I'm not a Mason. Why do you have a Freemason tie on? Come on, dude. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? So no. Nathan Oakley, no. Nathan Oakley is a legend in the flat Earth debate. The only thing I think he falls short on is the debate in religion. I think history and religion is the biggest cover up. See what I'm saying? So I don't think the Earth is the biggest cover up. I think history and religion are, okay, because people don't even realize what they're even saying. You know, I brought up a verse, like a scripture verse about the name being written in their forehead. Okay. That name being written in their forehead. The reason I brought that verse up is so that to get people's gears thinking. Because, you know, I don't just come right out and tell people what exactly the mark of the beast, right, is in a way, because it gets met with hostility. But the point of it is that when you actually look into all that stuff, and I'm going to do a live stream on it, but it's legit. It's like the name is written in their foreheads. So which name is written in your forehead? See what I'm saying? People keep thinking it's a barcode or a mark. It's not a mark. It's a name. It's a man. It is a person. And people need to understand that. They need to get it. Albeit it's gonna hurt people as soon as I come out and show people what the real stuff is, but it is what it is. You know. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Price. An injustice can never be justified, no matter the reason why. Fight injustice in a just way. Yeah. Archaics is weird, dude. All these people, Archaics. I could show you guys. I could get on here on Wikipedia and just start reading stuff, and I can sound. Actually, you know what, dude? How about we just do it? You know what I'm saying? I could just do it. Minerva. How about this? Minerva, goddess, wiki. Actually, no, we're going to go with the Google page. All right, guys, you ready? You ready? You guys are going to like this. Hey, everybody, you're going to really like this. Check it out. This is something you've never heard before. Okay? You got to understand the Roman goddess of wisdom, Minerva, is the Roman goddess of wisdom, justice, law, and victory. Okay? And throughout the timelines of Minerva, okay, during the Roman occupation of Britain, it was common, okay, during that time for carpenters to make stuff, you know, denoted to Minerva. And the Romans celebrated their festival from March 9th to March 23rd, right? And that day was called, you know, the newer plural, okay? And that's the connection between Minerva and the Minerva systems. And the etymology of that word, you guys need to listen, okay? Listen, all right? This is a data dump. Dude, shut up. That has nothing to do with anything. How can you get information with someone doing that? Literally, look how much information is out here on this Roman goddess of wisdom. I'm not for a second going to talk the nonsense about these fake gods and goddesses and all this other stuff, because I think all of these beings here are things that people attributed things to. Okay? Especially with all the planets being named like Jupiter and right here, all the planets being named after a lot of these Greek myths and things like that. And he doesn't understand that. Now I've listened to some of his stuff, and it all is nonsense. How'd you guys like my impression? Was it good? Was it good at all? Did I get his voice right? He has a weird voice, doesn't it? But yeah, he sits down. He's just like, literally, I'm going to tell you information that you've never heard before. How are you going to have information that no one has ever heard before? That doesn't even make any sense, you know? Martin's weird. Martin Lika does nothing but speculation. Okay, that's pretty much it. He does nothing but speculation. And while we're still on the same Tartaria topic, I have to talk about this clown show. Oh God! Anybody tell Paul Cook, let's put up $2,000 and let's do some. Let's go around in the ring. I'm trying to box. I just want to box this guy. I want to box him. Kickboxing. I suck at regular boxing. Kickboxing, I'm good. I just want to box. Like a friendly match. So this guy is a voice that deserves a punch in the throat. Fact. That was the first thing I wanted to do when he started talking. I was like, dude, you got to be joking. You're a cartoon character. You got to be. You have to be. Like Earth. being Photoshop. Archaics believes in his storybooks. Exactly. It's like, okay, so what makes his books more right than some of the information that I've compiled over the internet? We've literally found these. Look, let me tell you guys something that you all may not even know, okay? There is multiple Jerusalems on these maps, okay? The Euphrates River that everybody's talking about, Richie from Boston, A Call for an Uprising, Paul Cook, I don't care who you are. When you look up the Euphrates River, you're looking up the wrong Euphrates River, okay? Scripturally, it has been proven that you're looking at the wrong one. Mount Sinai is the fake Mount Sinai. It's not real. The Jerusalem of today is the fake Jerusalem, okay? You have to understand. I've brought these up before, and I am going to go back over some of that information. But there's old maps that actually show where the Jerusalem really is. It's in a Kalahari desert, okay? And people have gone there, and the animals are native to there. You can't just say in biblical speaking that there's where they say it is. You see what I'm saying? So where I'm getting at is that everybody's history and everybody's understanding of this stuff is so weird. Like, these people have come out and explained and even said that they moved artifacts from one place to another. Okay? That's how big of a cover-up this is they literally moved where the scriptural Egypt is, where the Jordan River is, the Euphrates River, okay? The scriptural location of Sodom and Gomorrah, the Mount Sinai, I could go on and on. They moved all of these locations, the four rivers of Eden, the I don't even know where to stop at, okay? The real location of, like, the what is it? The Noah's Ark. Okay? It's insane how much is moved. But anyway, Paul Cook. You guys know this guy, this clown show. He was saying that he put up a OnlyFans page. Yeah. Now, here's my issue too with Paul. Paul knows already about Masonic Freemasons and stuff. His Instagram page, Paul Cook's Instagram is Paul Cook 33. Why the hell do you have 33 on your name? All of his pictures are behind Freemasonic bricks. This dude has been doing real good work in Tartaria, megalithic, block work, like he says up here, all this stuff, historical stuff. And this dude decides he wants to put up an OnlyFans. Now, whether or not he was joking, here's the issue. Here's what I got to say. He has 70,000 subscribers. Answer me a quick question. Why would you do that and risk your channel getting taken down by linking to pornography? Is it really a joke? Is it really a joke? You're going to turn to digital prostitution. There's kids out here that are like 16 years old that actually have their OnlyFans page happening right now, waiting so that when they turn 18, they can start becoming a prostitute, a digital prostitute, actually, that has worse implications for life. They actually don't ever have a motive to turn it off, because if you're making $1,000 or $2,000 a month by keeping your OnlyFans open, why would you ever turn it off? You know what I mean? And he says, "You're funny. Great impression." Am I late? Am I late? You guys might be a little bit behind me in the chat. Sorry if you are. Mel Gibson Island. Yeah. Those guys are freaks, dude. They're all freaks. All right. So we got Jaron. You guys know Jaronism? Jaron just got his butt kicked. Jaron just got his butt kicked. He was debating MC Toon right here. So he got his butt handed to him. This dude is a glober. He's 100% a scammer. I agree with Nathan Oakley and them. He's 100% a scammer. He is a fake flat earther. He has been debating people for years. He has been on the front for years, and he still has not understood how to properly debate. So in this debate, real quick, before we get into Upward Rising Earth, Jaron said to MC Toon, well, MC Toon mentioned longitude and latitude. He mentioned a few things. So let me say this to you all. That way you all know this. Longitude and latitude is a Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, the Cartesian coordinates. Everybody knows what this is. These graphs, these were on a TI-83 calculator. Here, let me actually read it real quick. In geometry, a Cartesian coordinate system in a plane. Sorry. Hold on real quick. Hold on. In geometry, a Cartesian coordinate system in a plane. I'm still waiting to see how longitude and latitude have anything to do with the globe. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. When you're, let me find the tab. Oh, actually, I don't have that up on here. When you're debating someone and someone starts to call out the sun, moon, and stars, you're supposed to shut the debate down. You're not supposed to let them get off of any of this nonsense. Okay. Whenever they start talking about longitude, latitude, it's supposed to be shut down. Okay. These tangents that make these angles are on a straight line. Listen, you cannot have a straight line on a curved earth. You cannot draw or lay a ruler flat on a basketball. Does everybody understand that? The ruler's not going to sit perfectly flat on a basketball because you cannot have, right? You cannot have a straight line that is curved. Otherwise, it's not straight anymore. And what I'm not understanding for the life of me is how Jaron doesn't understand that, or maybe he does. And that's why he's giving away his entire network to someone like MC Toon. Price says, so Weiss of Globebusters is a Masonic Knight, knighted over Zoom so we could watch. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and he's also, I think he said he's actually a Star Man as well. No. I can't physically say that because they'll call it anti-septic. Price says you can be a high-ranking Freemason and not a Satanist, but you can't be a high-ranking Satanist without being a Mason. Very, very true. Hey, facts. So look, here's my thing with Nathan. Nathan Oakley and them have been able to just shut people down, which I think that's the best way. If someone out here claims something like let's go into, I don't want to do ether, but I'm just going to use it as an example. My next show, I might go into it a little bit deeper. So when someone actually says ether, we ask the question like Nathan Oakley would ask it, what is ether? What is ether? What's it made of? You can't say ether is air. You can't say ether is dark matter. It has to be structured and it needs to be consisting of a medium. What they're saying is that it's a non-manifested medium, meaning it's not even real. It's not even there. It's there, but we don't know what it is. We don't know. It's something in the background. We don't. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. And the reason why is because what's happened is science has been hijacked. So my issue and why I like the science part of it is that way we can shut everyone down. If it's beyond the realm of science, we shut it down to as nothing but observational, speculative, and they can shut up with all their nonsense. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not science. So when Charles Darwin started out as a little tiny amoeba and then grew arms and did this and did that, I say show it in a scientific experiment. One species, or human, actually, since you say it's happening in humans, we're not going to compare species, right? That's false equivalence. You can't compare an apple to a vehicle, okay? So show where we were monkeys and now we're human. Show the change. Show someone going from a monkey to a human. That's where the science comes in. Therefore, it's a historical narrative, meaning it fails the scientific method. Okay, so here, let's do this because science education is extremely important. Pseudoscience, a collection of beliefs or practices mistakenly being regarded as being based on the scientific method. The scientific method, step one, observe a natural phenomenon, right? What that means in general is that evolution fails step one because it happened millions of years ago. It's nothing but a story. It's not science. So why is it being regarded as being science? Look, Robert Oppenheimer, when you actually look him up, look at what it says he is. Not even going to try and spell his last name. I don't like this guy. Robert Oppenheimer was an American theoretical physicist. He did things in theory. Theory. How do you make a living in imagination land? Do they have imagination land right now? Do they have imagination land that I can go into a college and get another degree in? Can I do that? Can I go get something in imagination land? How's that? Does that work? Theoretical, in theory. And look behind him. Look behind him. All these weird marks and calculus and all these little things that they add in to try and make you feel like you're stupid. They don't even write numbers on a board anymore. They write symbols. You see what I'm saying? Behind him. Every time he's photographed, that's what he's photographed with. All the little fake nuclear bombs and atomic bombs and his nonsense that Galen Windsor debunked. Right? Yeah. Max and Jason are 100% agents. And I really see how infiltrated the flat earth community actually is now. It's super infiltrated. You know what I mean? Super infiltrated. This is back to what I was saying. This is why I really, really like the scientific method and I like science because this is the real legitimate science. Okay. Real legitimate science. And every time that you back them into a corner, you ask them to go through the scientific method and show how they did their experiment. And that's where it all falls apart because they never actually did an experiment, which means that their whole debate and argument can be tossed out on the ground. Okay. There's a difference between science and scientism. Okay. Science is the study of the physical and natural, not on the man made. Rocket science, that's not a real science. That's engineering. All right. Thanks for joining. What's up? All right. So let me check what the next topic is. Does anybody have any questions on any of that? It's extremely easy to understand all of that. It really is. Like from a scientific standpoint, does it hold up validity? See what I'm saying? Just like this thing that happened a couple years ago that didn't really happen at all, that was never actually isolated, never actually proven to ever exist through Scotch postulates or anything like that, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that thing that never really was. Yep. Never actually followed the scientific method of isolation and identifying. Real quick, some people ask me about why I'm worried about what other people are doing. And I have to say something because Taboo Conspiracy had a really, really awesome video. And I got to say this because it kind of makes me sound like some kind of a weird dictator a little bit. Taboo Conspiracy. Where's it at, bro? Taboo Conspiracy. I don't see it. All right. Okay. Taboo Conspiracy had. I thought he had it. I don't see it, but yeah, he had. Oh yeah. Hold on, Sunrise. No, I guess not. I mean, maybe it was a little while ago. Maybe, but he had someone on, but the person had said something about it wasn't his place to say what he was I think he was a college professor, and the college professor was saying that it wasn't his part, okay, to like it wasn't his it's none of his business to tell what Robert Kennedy should do and what he shouldn't do, blah blah blah. Look. Same as I tell people about things being my business. It wasn't my business when people were walking around here with masks on. But here was the problem. They told me that I had to do this and do that to go into certain stores. They told me that I had to change everything that I was doing, that they wanted me to stand 6 feet away, that I'm not allowed to see people in the hospital, that this, that. What other people are doing, a lot of people ask me, they're like, why do you worry about what these people do? Why do you worry about what Max Egan does or what Jaron does? Look, when you do journalism and you do exposés on these people and you are here for the truth, I expose the liars that are politicians as well as the liars that are pretending to tell you the truth, whether it's real truthers or it's, Russell Brand. It's the same situation, or Tucker Carlson. Same thing. I'm going to expose them because here's the thing. What they do in their world actually affects you. It affects everything that you do. Okay. There is no such thing as leave them by themselves. So if you're next door neighbors with me and you're sitting home, you got a garden going and you are chilling, you like life, you like living free, you like no chemicals. What if I just start spraying tons of chemicals down that'll get into your water system? Okay. And you start getting sick because of that. Or we all start getting sick. What if I start building bombs over there, or practice to getting an army to go and invade you, right? What other people are doing across the way from you, right, affects your life. It's what I told one of my best friends. He said he just wanted to live his life and be free. I said, they're not going to let you. They're going to bring this to your front door, okay? They're not going to let you. Hey, Chilster. What's up? Fact says, even the ice wall concept is not 100% correct. Antarctica is fake. The maps are incorrect, and he tells lies. Yep. Yeah. There was a little issue, I think, that happened with Nathan a while ago. I think I resolved it with him. Hopefully I did. Hopefully he didn't get angry with me and decide not to, even like answer me anymore. But yeah, I just mentioned the ice wall. He's like, any evidence for it? I'm like, yeah, I mean, you got like Captain Cook, you got all the, we can't go below the 60th parallel. I didn't say that it's 100% the way that it is. I didn't say Antarctica is exactly an ice wall. I have no clue. We can't go there. And I was trying to tell him, he might've misunderstood. I wasn't saying that the ice wall is 100%. I've already said this and I've already put this down here. You know what I'm saying? We can't get below the 60th parallel anyway. So it doesn't matter. Okay. That's stuff beyond the realm of possibility. So it's completely different. Hey, Ken. What's up? All right. Stephanie says, I found you after your conversation with Eric Dubé. Great channel. Exposing the influencers is a big part of the battle. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Eric is awesome, man. He's really awesome. He's been super supportive of the work I've been doing. That's kind of why, like, I feel like I'm slightly under the radar, and I really want to push my channel and see if I can put out a few more documentaries and actually, push that to try and wake a lot of people up before they start hammering me like they do, on some of the other guys, Taboo Conspiracy, and a lot of people lost their channels. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. So we got something else going on, guys. You guys know, right, that the aliens are out here in Congress. We got aliens. We got aliens, guys. We got aliens. Can you believe that these retards are actually holding these nonsensical meetings and hearings? UFO Congress hearing. Wow, man. How? Mm, mm. So I'm going to try. Fact says, thank you. I most hated YouTube with my digital elder. Mag Bitter Truth. Mag is the crap. He gives everybody a bam. I don't even mess with him because I don't want him to give me a bam. He's going to be wrong if he tries to bam me because there's nothing to bam me on. You know what I mean? I'm an electrical engineer. I'm a regular guy. I'm a recording artist. That's what I do. I've been making music ever since I've been 6. You know, I'm not in any way an agent or any of that nonsense whatsoever. You know what I mean? My channel's not massive. I don't even have that much influence at all. And even if it was, that still didn't prove anything. It's just one of those things. But Mag bams everybody. He's awesome. He's just really intimidating, but I like him a lot. He's fun though. I am going to see if I can get him on one day. See if he can talk without getting my channel taken down. I might do a live stream with him talking, and then I might have to pull the video down and then upload it everywhere else. YouTube, as soon as you say something, you know, that was my issue. Was I started saying stuff and I was all quiet. Like I was like, oh, they're not messing with me. Let me talk about these polysorbate 80 and all these. Let's look up Moderna right now. Let's look them up right now. Look up their patent. And next thing I know, a year later, they decide, hey, we're not going to give you a strike, but we're giving you a warning. I'm like, dude, I made that video 2 years ago. What are you doing? So they will get you, you know, out of nowhere. You think you're good, and they come back and bite you. You know what I mean? Anyway, so these people are sitting around here talking about UFOs. I wish I could play some of it because it's really funny. But they're talking about UFOs. I got a big problem with people in the truth community when they talk about UFOs, like Richie from Boston and them and all them. Look. Everybody wants to say that UFOs and aliens, right? They say aliens aren't real. And then they say they're fallen angels. No. That's like saying ether when we debunk space as being a second law of thermodynamics violation. You're trying to fill it with something else. And we can't do that. Okay? Even if ether somehow was whatever, we can't replace the imagination. Okay? Let the imagination die. Theorists, theoretical physicists, right? Oppenheimer. We cannot let theories come back. Hey, what's up? Hello from South Africa. All right. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the channel, my friend. South Africa. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen that video. Dude, I've been researching this for years. I know exactly what you're talking about. The video, Mag was like, how is it water and ice at the exact same time? And how did the ice not melt? Look, here's the thing. I'm not saying Mag's wrong on that. Like he's probably right on a lot of it. The thing is that we don't know exactly what's there. Okay. We don't know what's there. And I don't know. I like I said, I don't know. We don't know what's there. And I don't know exactly what some of those like ice bergs or whatever they are. It could be land with if the temperatures are cold or something. I don't know, but there is a differential between water temperature, right, and the temperature of the air around there. Okay, so water has a freezing point, right? But you personally wouldn't freeze yourself at that same point as water would freeze. There's a lot of scientific stuff involved in it. You see what I'm saying? That Mag doesn't really know about and he doesn't go into it. But you know, you can have like certain liquids freeze at different temperatures, 32, 33, whatever. You know, here's the thing. Depending on the winds, wind chill, all that has a play in it. That's what some of the freaking stupid NASA people were trying to say about like space, where they're like, well, yeah, it could be 3,000 degrees, but it doesn't burn you right away because, and all this nonsense. But yeah. I I wouldn't argue with him with it. Like if I get Mag on here and Mag was like, "Hey, I think it's fake," I'd be like, "Hey, dude, I agree with you. Quite frankly, it could be fake. It could be. I don't know. Nobody's really gonna know." And that's his take on it, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that as long as they're not saying, you know, that there's more land. That's my issue. We can't get past the we can't get past 60th parallel. There's no point in speculating about places that are so far away that you wouldn't even be able to fly there. They're too far away. They're just too far away. Just think about actually traveling 8,000 miles away to a brand new set of land. That's an insane amount of distance that nobody is going to be traveling under any circumstances. I wouldn't go, even if I had the opportunity to. I wouldn't travel that far because it, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You got to establish the land that you have, and you could slowly venture out. But you wouldn't take there's no point in telling us that there's land 8,000 miles away. But anyway, I got a little issue with Chelsea said it's freezing up there. It says I'm in Wisconsin. Ken says there might not be space aliens, but there is non-humans like the Paracus skulls. Yeah, Ken, here's the thing. I can't really verify any of that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are saying that they found some of this stuff, but I have no clue. Like even with those skulls, people like the government stuff have tried to manipulate people's DNA for years. You know what I mean? And that's actually what's happening now is people's DNA is being manipulated. You know what I mean? So there's that. So I don't know if what you're looking at are manipulations of people's DNA and other things that all types of abominations that have been on this earth before. But that's what I mean. We don't have enough information. So non-human or human, it doesn't really matter because we can't know. Like that's my issue right now with the Congress having this UFO thing. Everybody wants to claim that they are fallen angels. Here's the issue with that. The aliens aren't real. I'm not going to give them any leadway. They're not going to get that. They got away a little bit with the last little outbreak. They're not getting away with the fake alien invasion. And I'm so surprised that so many people, including Richie from Boston and the rest of these people that are up here saying, oh, it's the fallen that's coming down here. No, all the footage is fake. It's fake. All the people that are speaking out have clearances that they know they're not allowed to speak on. They come out and literally say, have people been killed? Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. Oh, okay. So there's a limit to what you can say before they come and wax you. Is that it, bud? Huh? You can tell people that there's aliens, but you can't tell them that people have been killed. Oh, okay. How do you pronounce your name? Grammy says F aliens. I'm surrounded by zombies. Facts. That's why I made my song. I got my booster. So anyway, Joe's Aesthetics has died. You guys know that? Joe's Aesthetics. He was 30 years old, dude. I actually used to I don't follow people at all. But he actually responded back to some people, and I had a short chat with him one time, and um so yeah, when I found out what had happened to him, I was like, oh God, dude. I was actually kind of like, oh, that sucks. That really sucks. It sucks that all that happens. Fact says, Ice Cube and water, dumb on. Yeah. I can't say. I don't know what's going on down there, but yeah, you're probably right, 100%. But yeah, we just can't go to Antarctica, so I can't say for sure. Exactly. And he says, PSYOP, no aliens, zombie invasion, pharmakia. Yep. Yeah, this dude just died though. He was 30 years old. He was on a talk show and said that he got like 4 ups, and now everybody's trying to blame it on lifting weights and all this other stuff. Even though he said his doctor said that his blood was bad and had a whole bunch of weird stuff in it. So he got a procedure done. I don't want to quote the procedure because I really can't. I just looked at it today, but I'm sorry, I can't remember. Yeah. That's the main thing. I don't know. But yeah, ice and water, the water would melt. Yeah, all that makes perfect sense. But like I said, there's a differential between, you know how yeah, I'll give you an example. That way, yeah. Richard Byrd, yeah. Richard Byrd is a liar, and he's a Mason, and he admitted on the video that he believes in loyalty first, which is why he lied about all that crap. But here, let me give you an example. You know how people fall through lakes that are not frozen over? There's water underneath of the lake. You catch my drift, facts? There's water underneath. It's not completely frozen, so you can actually fall through. You can actually fall through the water. So that's my issue, is that the ice thing can be on the top layer with water underneath of it if the temperature is cold enough, if it's colder out there. So as you go deeper, the temperatures could fluctuate and change. I'm not, like I said, I have not done any kind of like scientific study of like just water, ice, and atmosphere, and how it melts at a certain, I don't know. There's a lot involved. There's wind chill, all that stuff, But what I mean is, you can walk out on a lake that was frozen and fall right through and then drown because there's water underneath the ice. But I do understand what Mag's saying. You know what I mean? Chilster says there's a hot water lake in Antarctica that means, what are you saying, by steam? Oh, yeah, it could be. It could be all green up there, bro. All of us could be up there chilling. You understand what I'm saying? We could be chilling up there. All facts. Michaelian. Is that how you say that? Michael Lyon? Michaelian. I go ice fishing here in Montana. Definitely water under the ice. Exactly. Mag's good, but sometimes he just misses some of the some of the things with it. But he is 100% right. Technically it should be frozen. The water technically should be frozen. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We can't get there, but we can try, because I think they have a little meeting coming up to discuss the Antarctic Treaty soon. Everyone, how about we bomb rush that? Let's show up there. Make sure you all wear my shirts. I don't have any shirts made because I don't try and sell people stuff. But if I do, I'll mail them to you, okay? The Amish squad go there with pitchforks. Like, yeah, we're going to renegotiate this treaty. I got a new trash can. I put some coals in it. And I got a little something for your treaty, you bastards. All right, where we got? One more topic. What's the other topic? You guys know about, so I didn't get to show this, but I don't even know if I can find it. FBI symbols. I don't know if it'll come up. Yeah. So these are the FBI symbols for like all these pedos and stuff. Need a hat, Amish. I got you. I do have a website, everyone, but it's not open for anybody to go to. I've had it and paying money on it for a while. It's pretty much already completely like together too. I'm so upset that I can't do all this the way I want to. No, I can. I just need to make it happen. I need to make it happen, bro. I got to make it happen. I got to take a step. These are some symbols in the FBI database for these pedos. These are the symbols that were all showing up in general, stuff like that was happening a few years ago. This is what really is going on. Okay. near me. Okay, this type of stuff, little hand inside of the big hand. Okay, this is the stuff that's really going on right here. Okay, and the Sound of Freedom nonsense is all fake crap. Okay, talking about cartels. Cartels are drug trades, and that's mainly drug trade. Okay, this is completely different. I started my pitchfork pitching. I like it. 8 years ago, and I'm still waiting for my first sale. All right, well, check it. I'm going to do a shameless plug right now. Anybody need to buy? So, yeah, everybody knows about all this stuff. And they're tricking all these people with these stupid psyops saying that the government don't want you to see something. If the government don't want you to see something, they will delete your channel like they did Richie from Boston, like they did Eric Dubé, like they did everybody. They will make sure that they will keep deleting you over and over again at the height of your career, okay? They'll censor you, they'll ban you, they'll make it so you can't even create an account under your name, okay? Eric Dubé said he can't even create an account underneath of his name. All right? So trust me, they want you to see it. And that's why I'm not going to see it. Very happy with myself. I feel accomplished. All right. So the last topic I think I might talk about, unless you guys want to talk about something, type in the chat, put something in that you want me to talk about, and I can go over it. And if you had any question for me, either I can, especially a debate. I want to do a panel because there's some people. If any of you would like to come on here and chat with me, let me know. By the way, I want to see if I can get a day where I can just come in here and have people come on here and chat with me. I do want David Banner on here, by the way. I got to check out his channel a little bit ago, and he's awesome. He's been calling some of these shows out as well. Fact says, Mag was saying that the height of the iceberg and the narrative they say is fake. Maybe. Yeah. No, facts. He might be 100% right. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't disagree with Mag at all. Mag's spot on. You know, Mag is the truth. And yeah, 200 feet. 200-foot wall. But what I'm saying is I don't know what any of that is. See, you see what I mean? Like I don't know what it is out there. We're not allowed to go there. Who knows? I mean, is it a regular ice? Does it behave the way that we see ice behave here? You know, I have no clue. You know, is there a firmament there? Is that the edge of Earth? You know, who knows? You know, is that as far as we can go? I have no clue. I have no clue. So I got a new song, by the way, and I don't think I can put it out here because I think they'll flag it for hate speech. But all right. Not to go too deep, but Annie says, I was in a pedo daycare in the 80s and sold to a politician who died in a helicopter crash. The real Sound of Freedom is proving the gate. Okay. Well, when I was doing research into it heavily, that was back with the leaks and everything. I was looking up the emails with John Podesta and memorizing all that crap and everything they were doing, the handkerchief code, 14 fish and all of that Horus nonsense, Egyptian god worship crap. The owner of the pizza, the shop near where I'm at, James, his antics and all the pictures he had with kids half naked, duct taped to tables, and guys with pizza over their crotches and stuff. And the chicken references. Like, I love chicken, you know, while they're eating pizza, talking about kids. It's like, why would you? Well, and I've seen some crazy stuff that convinced me that's legit. You know, there's some crazy stuff that you're not allowed to even show the original P-Gate. You can't even show that stuff on YouTube without getting deleted. I think that's actually what got Nathan Thompson taken down right after he did that. Question everything. Also the religions. Definitely question the religions, John, 100%. Because the religions have been hijacked. Can you guys still hear me? Am I still coming in clear? I hope I'm still coming in clear. I hope my stream is not all screwed up. I'm sorry about the internet. I'm very sorry. I'm trying to fix it as soon as I can. No one's working, and I can't even get technicians out to do anything. All right. All right, real quick. All right. Sorry, everybody. Am I live again? What up? What up? Hey, what's up? What's up? Am I back? Can you guys hear me? Sorry about that. I have no clue what's going on. Where? Share tab audio. All right. Anyway. Sorry about that. All right. We can hear you. We can hear you. What up? All right. So, yeah. Okay. I'd love to do a panel with you and others. That would be fire. Okay. All right. Let me know. I think this week I'm gonna see if I can get a couple people on, maybe one or two people, and we'll do a chat. I'm trying to get my connection to be as good as the rover is on Mars. That thing lasts forever. It's probably expensive though. All right, so there's a little thing. Let me see real quick. Beyond the imaginary curve. So Dell has the last thing, I guess, unless you guys have something you want to chat about. Just a brief hiatus. I have some same username everywhere. Okay. Stationary claim. Hold on a second. I didn't see this. Stationary is a claim, an extraordinary one. Okay, all right. So Nathan kind of really bashed Dell's head in really bad. I can't really play any of it because my interface isn't working properly. It's there's a volume down somewhere, and I don't know why it's not fixing itself. But basically, Dell was saying that the Earth could be, I don't know, maybe he said that. He said the Earth could be rising. So look, all I want to say on this nonsense, I want to make it really clear to people that all of these claims have to have experiments that follow, and they have to be proven in a scientific form. And if they're not, they're speculations. You know what I mean? And these are wild. I just want everything to be normal. You know what I mean? No, I know, Chilster. Here's what happened. When they make when someone says something in general, and this is what I've learned from like Nathan and stuff in the way that he works, is they said the Earth is a globe. Okay. They said the space is real. And they said they've been 6 or 7 times, who knows, at this point. And they can't go back because it's a headache to build it again. But that's besides the fact. So that's a claim. What people on our side are saying, what you all are saying, what I'm saying, no, it's not. That's not a claim. They say Earth is moving, right? We said, no, it's not. You say it's moving, right? Then you have to prove that it's moving, right? Right? So if I ask you, hey, John, did you rob the bank, right? If I said, hey, John, did you rob the bank? And John's like, no, I didn't rob the bank. And I say, prove you didn't. You don't prove that you didn't do something that you didn't do. You see what I'm saying? The cops would have to investigate, or the FBI would investigate in order to prove that you did. If someone accused you of doing something, there's something called the burden of proof reversal fallacy. See what I'm saying? So, and I like Dell personally. I think Dell's cool. I always thought it was cool. It's just I don't think that we need to be saying weird nonsense. We need to leave the debate area to Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser, because they understand it a lot more in depth than what Dell is, his understanding of it. Okay. So Chaucer says a 3-foot bottle drop with just air in it is not gonna, air is not gonna wash me though. So here's the thing. It has to be a valid hypothesis. Okay. So what's the cause of whatever it is we see? What's the cause of a density gradient? The density gradient is supposedly being caused by the Earth moving upward. So how do we stop the Earth from moving upward? I'm asking anybody on here. How do you stop the Earth from moving upward? Right? In order to prove that that's the cause of that. See what I'm saying? Yeah. I have too with a lot of people, because something changed. I don't know what it was, but something changed in people's minds, and all of a sudden now there's convex, concave, upward rising, probably downward rising. You know, it could be downward falling flat earthers. Now we're actually falling down, but because we're lighter than Earth, we fall faster. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Ken says Dell was the first flat earther to bring up gas pressure adjacent to vacuum paradox. Dell's a front runner. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Look, all I'm saying is, right, we don't need anything in here. We're still trying to convince people and show people the truth, even though they can literally look up and look at elevation. They can literally look at high altitude footage and still say that the earth is curved and spinning, even though it's not moving underneath of anybody. Okay. They can watch a video camera filming Armstrong getting down to take his first step on the moon, and they still think that he went to the moon. Okay. NASA can come out and say Earth is flat, and people are still going to believe that it's still a ball. There is no amount of anything you can do to show people the truth in some cases. So it gets really, really bad when you start muddying the waters with saying, well, now not only is Earth flat, but now it's moving up. And also every 2,000 years, here, let's throw archaics in here. Now every 548 years, there's a Phoenix event that causes the earth to curve sideways a little bit. So now it's a flat, upward moving, sideways tilting earth, right? Right? And let's throw someone else. Let's throw someone else in there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you really gotta keep it as simple as possible, because people's understanding is really, really different when it comes to science and stuff, because the science has been hijacked. So here's the point. Stationary, he says stationary is a claim. Stationary is not a claim. Stationary is not a claim. That's not a claim. The claim is Earth is not moving. You have to prove that Earth is moving since you're saying it's moving. That's like saying it's burden of proof reversal fallacy. It's a fallacy. Here. How about this? Let's get the pedo symbols off of here before they hit me. Burden of proof reversal is a legal concept that shifts the responsibility of proving or disproving an element of a case from one party to another. So to give you an example, in a scientific experiment, you have your hypothesis and you have your null hypothesis. What that means is that you will either prove that heat causes water to boil, or you will prove the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis, which is that heat does not cause water to boil. You're not going to say it doesn't prove or disprove. It's not that. It's proving your hypothesis, proving what is true, your independent variable, proving it true, or proving it as a null hypothesis, which is proving that it doesn't do that. Either way, you find something. Either way, you find something. Okay. All right. So let's have a quick debate about it, Chillster. So real quick. So what are you saying, that you think that the Earth is actually moving up? Have Arwen, who claims he's an elf wizard oracle. Yeah, there a couple of them are some clowns, but his main. I don't like Arwen at all. Arwen and me, I don't like Arwen. I got a big issue with Arwen. Arwen probably is some kind of weird wizard, in somebody's basement. I don't care at all for Arwen. Quantum Eraser, Nathan Oakley, really, really good. Chocolate Saiyan is good. Couple guys on his panel, you kind of know when they're really legitimate when they start talking, and you almost have to look up the words they're saying after one sentence. They're not even using word salad. It's just that some of their language is on a high level in a way. All right, Annie, thank you for joining, by the way. I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you here. Chelster said no. Okay. So Earth isn't moving up. So here's the thing. This is all court. This is all court. I'm reading it now. This is a lot of court here. I'm not looking for the court stuff. I just wanted in just in debate so that, you know. Fact says, what about if we send a helium balloon with a camera with a rubber skin to see the shape? Worth a try. No, they sent a whole bunch of stuff up in the air, but it can only go up so high, is what I'm saying. So the thing is that you're not going to be able to leave whatever it is at this plane of existence. So there has to be something up in the sky because we have pressure. So therefore, the pressure, you have to have the antecedent, which is what? Containment. You can't have pressure without containment. So there is a containment and there is a limit to how high that we can go. No matter what you try and do, there's always going to be a limit to how high you can go because there has to be containment. So even if it kept going up and up and up, it would eventually hit something. We don't know what exactly it is, whether it's water, whether it's, who knows what's up there. I have no clue. You see what I'm saying? But the point of it is that there has to be some kind of containment in order to have pressure. Okay, that's the necessary part that you have to have. So what people have to understand, there's no way that we're going to be able to actually see any kind of a shape, okay? Because you would have to be outside of this plane in order to look at the entire plane itself. And you probably have to be really, really far away. But if this is all that this is within this realm here, there's nowhere for you to go. It's kind of like what Bill Nye says. He says, I want you all to understand that there's nowhere you can go. Okay. Earth is a closed system. Dale's got the gift of the gab vocabulary. He would give Annie Oakley a spanking on any subject. Dale doesn't claim Earth is rising up. His claim is that motion is antecedent to a directional vector and a density gradient. Yeah, but that's my point. Is it's a formological fallacy because they're saying that a density gradient, what you just said, motion is needed for a directional vector or a density gradient. We have a density gradient, therefore motion is required. That's a formological fallacy. You can't look at the sky. Okay, so when I tell people space is fake and they say, no, it's not, look at the sky. Or you tell Fight the Flat Earth, you tell him, hey, here, where's the, where's gas pressure without a container? And he says, look up, look around you. It's air, you're breathing it. He's saying that because we're breathing here, it must be pressure without container because we have space and we're breathing air. Therefore, it exists. That is affirming the consequent. That's a formological fallacy. You can't look out and say, look, there has to be space because we can see it. Therefore, it has to be real. You see what I'm saying? That's Dell's issue. Is he's saying that for a directional vector and a density gradient, like you're saying, I'm just trying to give you guys a whole science hit on it so you understand. It is an invalid hypothesis. So if you go by the language, the laws of language, when you actually build these cases, it has to make sense. If it's a non sequitur or it doesn't make sense, you can never actually come to, okay, like right now, for instance, you got, and this is a different, it's almost a red herring, but I'm not trying to I'm just giving you an example, like how people identify as whatever they want to identify as. You can't. The law of identity states that everything has to be what it is. It cannot be anything else. You can't call a car, okay? You can't call a car a person because now a person can be a truck and a person can be a flag. A person can be the ground. It can't be raining and not raining at the same time. Is it raining outside or not? That's the problem with the world. That's why we have lost our complete minds, is because nothing really makes any sense anymore because they're not following the laws of logic. You guys understand what I'm saying? So you're not going to be able to say that motion is the need for it. You know what I mean? Right, exactly. Yeah, and there's also that. What does directional vectors have to do with the shape of the earth? All of that is exactly the same thing. Yeah, that's the big issue, is that it's not. That's why people have to stop actually debating the weird stuff. It don't have anything to do with the shape of the earth. That's assuming already, right? That Earth is a ball, or Earth is in space, or Earth could be moving up through some kind of weird medium or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But yeah. Directional vectors. Here's the thing. He is making that claim, and like I said, I don't know exactly what claim. I'm just going by the video that Nathan Oakley showed about the claim, and the claim was put together in a scientific experiment with an independent and dependent control variable, and it was an invalid hypothesis. But also, the claim was remade with Reggie, and Nathan Oakley said it 2 or 3 times on there. We see a directional vector, right? Therefore, Earth must be rising up. She said yes. And he said that's a formological, affirmative consequent, formological fallacy. See what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah, Ken. I observations. I wouldn't say they're as valid, but they are a crucial part of seeing it. You see what I'm saying? Here. Let me here. I want to make sure you guys are understanding this, because I don't know if you guys are understanding this. I'm not sure if you guys are understanding this or not. I'm trying to explain it as quick as I can. You can make an observation, but it has to be tested with a scientific method in order to prove that it's actually real. So, to give you an example, this is the black swan. This isn't necessarily just an observation. This is a logical formation. Okay. So on an Earth with a radius of 3959 miles, there can be their max distance to the horizon can be no further than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. What this means is that the Earth physically, so say you have a basketball in your hand, and you got the logo, Spalding, whatever it says on the logo of the basketball. You turn that logo around so that it's facing away from you. There is no way that you can zoom in and see that logo from the other side of that ball, no matter what angle you're on, because it's around the backside of that ball. You understand? So the distance to the horizon can only be 2 miles away before the Earth actually physically starts to curve. And we can see the horizon. You see this? The horizon in excess of 10 miles. It doesn't matter about any of this or any of that. The horizon is always going to be the max distance that you're able to see, regardless. It can be closer. You see what I'm saying? Like this, like she'll say, observations can fool you, and do on many occasions. And here's how I take your comment on that. This can be closer. Okay. But the horizon is always the horizon. You see what I'm saying? This is actually a observational formal logical modus tollens argument. The Earth itself would be curving. There's no way that the horizon can extend for 10 miles. You see what I'm saying? No, we cannot see around corners like that at all. And here's the thing: if you're talking about refraction, which kind of refraction are you talking about? What refraction are you seeing here? Because that has nothing to do with the horizon. See, a lot of people mix up the refraction argument with horizon. We're talking about the physical horizon, which is actually an apparent location. It's not even a physical location. It's where your eyes meet the ground. It's an apparent location. But the geometrical horizon, which is geometrically what the Earth is, can be no more than 2 miles. There's no way that you'd be able to see this far. See what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I mean. But yeah, as far as you can make observations. Observations are awesome, but it's the claim that's the issue. So sometimes people make all of these claims, and if Dell is making a claim, he has to be able to substantiate that claim. And the issue I have with the earth moving is that we don't feel the earth moving at all. We don't feel the earth moving. And here's the big thing. Here's the big thing that Adam was actually getting to. I don't know if you guys caught this, okay, because it was hours later. But Adam was getting to, here's the acceleration part of Earth. How fast are we moving now on Earth? You're only accelerating when you're in a car and you're going 50 miles an hour, are you accelerating? Or are you accelerating when you go from 0 to 50 miles an hour? When you're at a speed maintenance, there's a completely different, you see what I'm saying? That's completely different. And also they got a lot of mix-ups and stuff like that. John says, in clear, calm weather, refraction is at a minimum, not the other way around. Yep. Yeah. And there's like 5 different types of refraction as well. Mirroring, is that what you're seeing here? This isn't mirroring. So when someone says refraction, they're automatically invoking terrestrial refraction. Okay. But refraction doesn't have anything, remember, nothing to do with the horizon. You know what I mean? Ken says, I'd be interested to do a full debate on motion flat, what's motion flat Earth? You mean like the Earth moving up? It's been also a lot of course, you type in Black Swan and Natalie Portman shows up. And here's the clown that completely spanked the crap out of Jaron. He was in my messages asking me he was in my messages asking me to do a debate, but some of his stuff is kind of off, and he's not a person I'm super interested in debating because he has some weird stuff with him where he says that science doesn't prove anything and all this other stuff, and I'm like, dude, no, it doesn't work that way, man. Science actually does prove either the hypothesis or the null hypothesis. That's exactly what science does. Professor Dave and MC Toon, meaning he's a clown. I offered to moderate the debate. Oh, who, for Ken? Look, I don't have a problem debating anybody. It's just you got to understand that if anybody thinks that the Earth is actually moving up, Ken says a centrifuge has a constant acceleration and demonstrates flat water and a density gradient, as Dell has mentioned many times. Dell makes no claims on speed, so isn't required to answer that question of the speed of. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, here's the thing. Wait, when you say centrifuge, are you talking about a force? You're talking about like a centrifuge constant acceleration as a force? I'd have to see that. I don't. A centrifuge, are you talking about like as far as the Earth spinning around the center? Centrifugal? Did you see it? Here's also a little bit of some shots. I would like to all right. I wanted to see if I could find a couple refraction examples. A G-force is gravity. Gravity is the claim. Gravity is not a force. Yeah, it's not much debate left on this topic. So gravity is Newtonian gravity is what we're dealing not Newtonian, Einsteinian gravity is what we're dealing with now. And it's nothing but it's still fake as well. It's not a force, but it's an effect. It's completely different. You know what I mean? And it's caused by the bending of a conceptual medium. There's no proof of any gravity or any of that, you know. That like that's the issue, is that there has to be some kind of like force on something. And also with gases behave differently than like liquids and stuff like that as well. So it's all, you know. Ken says centrifuge and acceleration both cause a G force. Oh, okay. You're talking about the yeah, in that debate was that does cause that, but you have to have mass or you have to have weight, is what was said. You have to have weight in order for you, like for you to be able to move and stuff like that, or to have acceleration. Weight is the requirement. You have to have weight. If you don't have weight, you can't be accelerated like that. John says, as far as I understand it, a circular motion is a constant acceleration, and science claim for happening at once, and that can't be measured in any way, or the word is completely stationary. I'm not sure if I understand what you mean by that. Centrifugal. Yeah, they're saying that the spinning of the earth is what's causing the gravity here, but that's a force, and gravity's not a force. That's the problem. There's no force pushing down on you. It's relative to your medium. So if you're in water, you know what I mean? If you're in water and you throw a rock in it, it'll sink to the bottom. If you're on land and throw a rock on top of the land, it stays on top of the land. It's all relative to the medium that you're in. Yeah, and you know, and here's what happens when you get into too much of the other debates on that. As far as G-force or weight, you're dealing with mass, which is also screwed up as well. Resistance to acceleration, but you can't really have any kind of existence to any of that unless you have like weight. Weight is required. Fact says, to be fair, can't rely on past supposed facts. Yeah, most of everything that they said inside science is 100% incorrect, and it goes into the realm of imagination land, though. The Ken says the density gradient is caused by G force is the claim. What Globers call gravity is actually G force is the claim. I would what Globers call gravity. Yeah. Yeah. They're saying yeah, because there's no container. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that you have gas pressure without a container because gravity is holding all the gases down on Earth. Gravity is not a force. It doesn't hold anything down. We have containment. You see what I mean? We have containment because that's the antecedent for gas pressure is containment. You understand what I mean? And the gases actually would react differently if the Earth was actually rising up. gases would react differently, as far as having the earth slammed into them. And when you like throw a balloon somewhere, or you bounce off of the, this is all hypothetical land, but the balloon, say, bouncing off of your hand as your hand rises up. You know what I mean? And John said, only if you get at a constant speed in a straight line, you would not feel it. Yes, constant, not acceleration. Completely different. Yeah. I don't. What I do as far as, it's not that I'm hand waving, it's that we can't look and say that there's a density gradient and actually say that because there's a density gradient, Earth is rising. And we can't say for any of those experiments, because those experiments are completely different, that Dell is doing. If Dell did that experiment in water, what would happen then? Versus, and it's not really a real experiment that he did with that bottle and stuff like that. He's missing a few things, but when he puts it together and then makes a huge claim, like, hey, the earth is actually rising or something, it's like that has to be addressed, properly. Like, you know what I mean? We can't say that the earth is rising, but we can't feel it. You know what I mean? That's basically what NASA says. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing where, we're spinning around millions of miles an hour, blah, 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 but we can't feel it. And, sun's 99 million miles away and you can still feel the heat from it. And stars, or we're looking at stars in the past, and non-constreamists, what up? But yeah, that's the thing with me, is that if Earth is moving up, we need some kind of experiment, because it's not that Flat Earth is making a claim. They are debunking all of the fake pseudoscience claims of the globe. See what I'm saying? They're not really making claims, even though I think they could. Water's level in a way, but that's the physics of water. That's not a claim. When I say you can't have gas pressure without containment, that's not a claim. That is second law of thermodynamics. That is the way that everything happens. When you poke a hole in a tire, that's what happens. See what I'm saying? Chill says you would need layers of gases in the bottle and bigger bottle from higher up. I honestly don't think that I don't think that any of those experiments, or whatever, I call them that loosely. I don't think they're experiments. They don't have a structure to them at all, and they have an invalid hypothesis. It's not a real experiment, but I don't think it actually proves anything, because it's out of reference. It's not, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know exactly how that gets attributed to density layer or density gradients. Maybe directionality, density directionality. But like I said, I still think all of that has been covered already with, I think all of that's been covered already with relative density and buoyancy. Having a directionality, see what I'm saying? A directionality would still say, well, why do the helium balloons go up? I mean, it still doesn't answer, a lot of questions. Yeah, you know what I mean? If the density directionality is down because we're moving up, it's I think it's just something. Right. Second law of thermodynamics. It can't. We've been asking for gas pressure without a container for a long time. And also, dropping a bottle here is like having a container inside of a container. There's multiple levels that are kind of wrong. It's kind of like it's a lot. It's like, would that happen if you do that inside of a balloon filled with helium instead of a water bottle in the air? It's not. It's an invalid hypothesis. Nan says, does a fish know it's in water? So whenever, the reason I like the science so much is whenever you have a debate and you want to end the debate and you want to show whether they are science or not. See this picture here? This actually explains what I was saying. This is where Jaron got wrong, because he's a scammer, a piece of trash. You can't have a straight line. This is a straight line. You can't have a straight line on a curved earth. Okay. And he got this wrong against MC Toon. You can't have a tangent. See this? You can't have a straight line. The line has to be curved in order to follow the earth. So they can't do their triangulation with a curved line. Triangle has straight lines. Okay? Let me say that again. Triangle has straight lines. You can't do any kind of triangulation on a curved earth like that. The fish knows when it's out of the water. Kid says, in my opinion, the only two things that can be proved about flat earth is gas pressure requires containment and motions causes a vector and a gradient. I don't, like I said, I don't think that the motion, the reason why is if you pour oil on top of water and you like make layers of density, you can demonstrate that inside of a bottle or something. And it's like, you know what I mean? You're not able to really actually go outside and prove the directional vector and motion and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And the gradient. But that's the big thing about it is it's not necessarily that they're making bad claims. It's just they're going into a really scientific area of claims that I don't feel that they are scientifically literate on. See what I'm saying? Basically, I was listening to the debate with Ragey and Adam, and Ragey was going back and forth. She was going back and forth with Adam. And Adam was like, what were they saying? They were like, he said, it might not have been Adam who did that. It might have been, I think it was another guy who came on there on his panel. And he said, you have to have weight in order to have acceleration or something. And she's like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, you do. She's like, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. No, you don't. Yeah, you do. You can't sit there and argue like that. If her misunderstanding, which she has a big misunderstanding of science, right? People believe that gravity is a force, right? Therefore, when someone says, oh, no, you can't do that without applying the force of gravity, right? Because that's what everyone is saying with the vector thing. They're saying motion because they need to apply a force of gravity. So when they go by Einstein's measurements of gravity, right? Then they go, oh yeah, it works because they're using gravity, right? They're invoking gravity as their force. And that's where it runs into issues. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of, I think, the problem with all of with all of the claims that Dell was making and stuff like that. I think that they're misunderstanding how they're forming their conclusions. I guess that's the nice way to say it. And Ken says the down vector makes dense things go down, which then displaces less dense things upward. No down vector equal no density and buoyancy. And Chilster says all real world gases would need to go in the bottom left to equalize, and then we're getting close. Honestly, I don't even know. Like I said, the experiment to me doesn't really actually prove anything. You know what I mean? It's not like a real experiment. So I don't. And even if you had all real world gases in the body, yeah, I mean, you could be, you're close. Yeah. I mean, it's not a real controlled experiment. No, it's a little bit of air in a bottle. Yeah. And water. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know about, I don't see a down vector, Ken, at all. I think it's proportionate to up and down the way that we have it now. I don't see a downward vector with things going up. I think even if it displaces some of them, it should land on top of them rather. You know what I mean? I think it's not as it's not as simple as a down vector, because a lot of things would have to have everything pushing down on it. You know what I mean? Like you would have a force. If that makes sense. I'm just trying to clarify some of that, because some of this, the claim is that Earth is rising. And the thing is that even if Earth was rising, you would also, like Eric Dubay said, you would have parallax in the stars. You would have a lot of things. You would have a lot of proofs. See what I'm saying? So say Earth was rising. Why do the stars look exactly the same? See what I'm saying? That then it goes right into, so even if you were to prove whatever you're saying through density buoyancy, why aren't where's the motion? Why aren't the stars, for instance, in a parallax, if that's the case? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot wrong with it in general. You would notice, and you would there's things that you would feel. It's kind of like earthquakes and things like that. You know when you're moving, and there, even the slightest move and stuff, even in an airplane, when you're ascending and descending, you can actually feel all of it. And the thing is that when you're in free fall, or you're falling, or weightlessness, you can't actually accelerate. You're where you are. You know what I mean? It's not, you have to have now I'm saying it hypothetically, you have to have a mass, not a mass, but a weight rather. I'm careful with the words I use, because I think the big issue is that a lot of people don't know the definitions of some of these words like mass and weight, because they're actually completely wrong when you actually Google them and stuff like that. And some of them mean exactly the same as acceleration. All real world gases need to go into does neutral buoyancy balloons wait forever for the rising Earth to catch up? Yeah. Like the gases would behave differently if the Earth came and actually hit the gas. When a car actually drives by you and blows the wind on you. You know what I mean? So for instance, if you're in front of me, and you're in a bumper car, I'm going 100 miles an hour. I know I'm comparing solids here, but I'm just giving you an example. All of them react slightly different. But if I bump into you, right, you're going to go flying forward. Okay. You're not going to come back down to me. You're going to go flying forward until I catch up with you again. And gases don't behave the same way as solids or liquids in that particular type of instance. You know what I mean? Bottle would have to be pressurized. I don't know. Reishi. Look, I don't have an issue with Dell, Ken. I'm just saying that you got to have a hypothesis. This fails the hypothesis test. I understand that you might have something there, but where's the hypothesis? Where's the experiment? What's your independent variable? And how are you going to test to actually see if the Earth is actually rising up? How's Dell going to test to see if the Earth is actually going to rise up? Where's the experience, the experiment? You know what I mean? Where is the proof that the density gradient, or the Earth rising up gives the directional? How are we going to stop the Earth from moving up to make that density gradient go away, to prove that that's the cause of that? It's kind of like Antarctica and stuff, because we don't know the fullness of the Earth. You see what I'm saying? And we can't explore Earth. We are using our own understanding of things. But believe it or not, there are three trichotomy right here. Okay. There's the natural, there's the supernatural, and there's the synthetic man-made. Okay. The supernatural actually does exist. And there are things set up in certain ways that are beyond the natural laws of science. You understand? So I want to clarify here for people who go back and listen at this, because I don't want to ramble about weird stuff and things like that. But what I'm trying to explain with it is, you have the natural sciences, what we know, the man-made, which you can't do natural science on because we know the cause of it. The cause is man, right? And the supernatural, such as ideas, information, like I said in my song with Eric Dubay, information is supernatural by definition. It is real. I'm giving you information here. Thoughts and information are real. You see what I mean? So we just got to make sure we stay on the and also this happened, like, I think years ago. I think decades ago, people were talking about this in the 70s and stuff. And it's not new. It's not new at all. But yeah, I do understand that. Yeah, but that's assuming that all of that. See, this is why I can't debate it, because it has to, you got to have a scientific explanation. You have to have like a legit science experiment for it in order to prove the claim, because everything that you're saying is in hypothetical terms. So you're saying that there's a planetarium that you lift off the ground and move upward, right? But that's the thing. We're not able to go outside of this earth. We're not able to be the person lifting up the planetarium, moving it up. It's beyond the realm of science, and it's a completely invalid hypothesis. Completely, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's something that is a thought experiment. It's nothing but a theoretical thought experiment. So if Dell needs to keep it as a theoretical thought experiment, he can't try and make a claim about it and claim that that's what governs our reality. If Nathan Oakley and them have already destroyed it, picked it apart, and even went through and made it, But and the thing is that Nathan Oakley actually posed that question to Raichi, and that's exactly what Dell said as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of Eric Dubay kind of went through it all, just in general, on how it would react to what we're doing here. Like how all that stuff actually works here. Moving up, I don't think moving up is even remotely. That's just something weird. Like, to me, upward rising Earth is akin to archaics. You know what I mean? Like, just coming in, adding all of this weird data dump, trying to confuse people who are already scientifically illiterate. Most people do not understand science whatsoever, like not even a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think in the 70s and the 80s, they were talking about upward rising Earth. And like I said, I did some of the newspapers. We went over newspapers on here, and they've been debating flat Earth now for a long time. Okay, I went back to the 1800s, early 1900s, and people still weren't able to, that's why I don't think the debate is really going to work. If we want to actually get a lid on this, we can't have people thinking that Earth is rising up. And the reason why is because it's hard enough to get people to see that space is a violation, even though they do it every day. They got their water bottles contained. They got their balloons contained. They drive on tires that's contained, right? They're breathing the air. What happens if you get shot in the chest with the different pressure differential between your chest and the pressure of breathing air? What happens? What happens when you actually have a vacuum with the ceiling, broken? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot that people use every day. They boil water. What happens when you remove the heat? What does the water do? Does it stay boiling, or does it equalize? Does it find an equilibrium? All of this stuff is stuff that we have to take into consideration. But like I said, a lot of people are all scientifically illiterate. You know what I mean? And that's the issue with it. And it's because pseudoscience has taken over. Whenever you do a legit scientific experiment, it literally answers all the questions for you, and it destroys everything that everyone else is saying. Like MC Toon trying to say that he can draw straight lines on a curved Earth. You guys see it on screen now. You can't draw straight lines on a curved Earth. That means, right? That means literally Earth is on a plane. The reason why, all of the systems, whether it's longitude, latitude, is on a flat plane. Cartesian coordinate. But yeah, I just had to say that. So basically, what I'm trying to get at with all of it is that I like to bring it into the scientific method. And if it fails the scientific method, it's considered pseudoscience. Okay. And that's pretty much the definition of pseudoscience. We looked it up a little bit earlier. It is though. It is weird. I mean, I think it's perfectly explainable. But I think if we start talking about convex and concave, and we start doing this weird stuff, what the flat Earth is saying when they say that Earth is flat is that it's not a ball. We're not saying that there's no hills. We're not saying there's no mountains. We're not saying any of that. We're saying that it's no motion detected on Earth at all. That everything is flat. You know what I mean? And I I mean, it's also the feeling of moving upward. Like, you know what I mean? You normally can tell if you're moving. And there's been a lot of experiments and different things and observations. Like I said, like you said, Ken, as well, observations with rocks being balanced on each other, you know, and if the earth is moving in any kind of subtlety, whether it's an earthquake or a vibration, even, you know, if you're too close to a river, you might not even be able to stack up rocks and, you know, and balance rocks like that because they'll fall just from the vibration of the water, you know, any of that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that actually prove that earth is not moving at all. And it's observational. It doesn't even have to be experiment. It's observational. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Did you guys? Oh no, I'll get pulled on here for antiseptic if I start talking about it. There was a video of what? No, I was right. I can't even play a video. I would play a video for you guys, but my audio is messed up on my interface, and it's going to take me at least 10 minutes to try and fix that of silence on here, which I don't want to do. But yeah, I think what needs to happen, Dell needs to actually form his own hypothesis again, come back after his other one was proven to be invalid, formulate a new hypothesis and present it back to Nathan Oakley and see if it is an invalid hypothesis, you know what I mean? And see, you know, see then if it passes a sniff test and whether or not we can actually conduct an experiment, you know what I mean? Ken says, so what would be under this stationary earth? Infinite dirt, infinite water. It can't be that. Water requires container. It gets weird no matter how you look at it. Well, here's the thing. When people say infinite plane, that might be one of these other guys. I knew Hibbler might have said infinite plane. Infinite plane, nobody's proven an infinite plane. Nobody's proven no infinite dirt. Nobody's proven that this earth goes on and on forever. And I don't think that we're under an infinite plane because we have to have containment. I think there is a limit to the earth. You know, and there is a place where all of the earth is able to, you know, where no man, you know, or no eyes will be hidden. So there's a no, and that's like an infinite regress fallacy, which you're using there, Ken. That's an infinite regress fallacy. Every container has an outside and an infinite container. So who's God's God? Who's the God? Who's the creator's creator? Who's the creator's creator's creator? Who's the creator's creator's creators? That's called an infinite regress fallacy. So you still wouldn't be able to use that, you know, in an argument. That's a container here on Earth, you know. Yeah, it's an outside of a container here on Earth. That doesn't, you're comparing, it's also a false equivalence. You would be comparing a container here on Earth to the containment of Earth, which is completely different. That would be comparing a video game character to the person playing the video game. You see what I'm saying? Which is completely outrageous to the video game character, even if the video game character pretends to have a conscious level. That's how the creator on the outskirts would, you know, that's how we would perceive it, you know, as a video game, you know, as the creator, you know what I mean? Yeah, I like I said, I still don't even think, though, Chilster, I still don't think that that's even a legitimate experiment. You got to actually prove that Earth is moving, and I don't think anybody can actually prove any of that. It's all theoretical. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like for Earth to be rising, you know, and also like about how fast the Earth actually would be currently and stuff like that, and just it's a lot. It's a lot involved with it. It really is. It's a deeper thing than just that. That's why if you offer them to formulate a hypothesis, you can hit them with an invalid hypothesis because what they're trying to propose is practically almost impossible, you might as well say. But yeah. What's below the earth? I have no clue. That's where the scriptural stuff would come in, as if the earth would be set on pillars. I have no clue. Here's the thing. You can't get there. There is no possible way. If we are inside of a container here on Earth, you actually cannot physically get there. You see what I'm saying? You know, in order for Earth to function the way that it is, that's why I'm wondering, you know, if you really think about it, why would they shoot up a whole bunch of bombs up in the sky to try and actually crack the top of the sky, as they would put it? Well, knowing that we would actually probably die here on Earth if they did that. I just think about the psychoticness of these people, you know? But yeah. I did check out David Banner's show. He calls a lot of people out. I like David. David's awesome. I wish I could, man. I wish that I could just come on here full time and just straight, you know. I really do. I've been really excited with learning a lot about science in general and stuff. It is upsetting when it's hard to teach people science, because the thing is that when people are reading some of these like definitions of stuff, some of these things in science is written around Einstein, and Einstein invokes a lot of weird stuff, and it's like it doesn't make it true because Einstein is trying to say it. It's a lot. It's a lot. His theory of relativity has been proven to be 100% false. So my only issue with saying the Earth is either concave or convex or rising and this and that is that to people who understand the Earth is flat, a rising Earth is actually preposterous. You know what I mean? It really is. It would be preposterous. And also, no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. But if we are in a contained environment, yeah, there's a lot wrong. There's actually a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong, because you can take a bottle where you're not moving and actually fill it up with different liquids and level it off. I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't have to attribute it to a moving force. There wouldn't be a way for you to actually test that here. That's why I'm saying it's an invalid hypothesis. There would be no way for you to actually test any of that here, because if you were to test it here on Earth, the claim would be that Earth was moving upward. So if you set a bottle down and then fill it with different liquids at different densities, it'll stack up and make a gradient. So i.e. invalid hypothesis, because we see the gradient, therefore it must be moving. That's the formal logical fallacy, that we can't even test it, because if we test it here on Earth where they say it's happening and we see a gradient, a density gradient, I'm just saying it again for anybody who didn't catch it. Because we see the density gradient, therefore it has to be motion, or it has to be upward rising Earth, because that we see it. So space has to be real, because how are we breathing air right now if space wasn't real? Or gravity, if gravity's holding our air down, right? So otherwise our air would fill the available volume. So therefore it has to be real. Space has to be real because we see it, because it is. That's the only way. And see, it's a formal logical fallacy. See what I'm saying? So because we have a density gradient, therefore Earth is rising up. Completely fallacy, 100%. I just want to make sure people understand that. I do understand that it might be something cool to look into, but not really. I mean, it gets to a point, if you want to look into that stuff. I mean, if you know science legitimately, I don't think that I don't see, like I said, I love science. So, Non-Extremist says, I love when they swing a bucket around with a string attached. And yeah, somebody did that to me a few years ago. I said, what is gravity? And they put something in their little bag that they had and then swung it around. I said, that's a force. You're exerting a force. Gravity's not a force. It's not a force. Nothing's pushing down on you. Nothing's pushing down on you. We have a different direction. It can't be down if helium balloons are going up. You see what I'm saying? It's basically taking your pie and eating it too. You know what I mean? It's basically like jumping in a pool, the water splashes up. It's not necessarily that. It's and this is completely different. I'm just saying that it's you moving. Okay? It's not something finding its natural layer. If you go and set a plastic bottle into the ocean gently, right? You don't move it. Or you got a lake that's still, and you set the water bottle empty, of course, inside the lake, right? You push it down in there. What happens? It just floats right up to the top. Okay. There was nothing. What was moving? No, nothing was moving. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at. It's like that little fake sub that was being pushed down. People were talking about that, like, how do people go down that deep and all that stuff? The reason why there's fish down there is because the fish are actually filled with water and they're breathing the water. When you actually take a space of air and you push and force it to the bottom of an ocean, that's essentially you climbing underneath of a bus to have the bus sitting on you. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the fish are not crushed by the air pressure down there, like divers who used to fill their suits with water. All right. Everybody understand? Chill says, no, gases are pushing the air down. Air is a gas. Ken said, I know it's not proof, but they show the truth of gravity being caused by motion on many movies and TV, such as Signal, The Expanse, Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game? They did that on Gerald's Game? I didn't know they did that. Is that the movie with the woman who was handcuffed to the bed? And just like they did with the vacuum and Spaceballs. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, but that is to attribute it to being something that we can test here. They just wanted to show, like, that's why the guy at my job a couple years ago swung it around, because he wanted to show that he could create a force of gravity. It's the same as like when people ask about magnets. It's like, yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying. All the gases are less dense, more dense. It's all relative density and buoyancy to the medium that we're in. I don't think that there needs to be any motion whatsoever. And there's not you can't demonstrate it here on Earth, because if you try to, the claim is that it's already happening here and you can't do it here. See what I'm saying? That's like it's kind of like if you're under the ocean and you're checking to see if your cell phone is wet or dry. You're trying to see if your cell phone is dry under the ocean. How? You're under the water. It's all wet. You know what I mean? So, are you guys picking on Ken? Ken says all the world space agencies, including the sci-fi, all the space agencies are sci-fi, Ken. It is science fiction. It's pseudoscience. Space is fake. have the vector as their symbol. The truth is hidden in plain sight. I've seen a lot of different meanings for the vector and stuff. I honestly, I've noticed a little the chevron thing. Is that what it's called? That almost looks like a serpent's tongue to me a little bit. NASA in Hebrew, Naza means to deceive. Liz, the Iron Maiden. What's up? Thank you for joining. Yeah, it actually means it means to deceive. So that's the thing. Are they deceiving? Are they actually putting it in plain sight? I have no clue. I've seen it as a serpent's tongue. Russian Vids actually did a whole bunch of videos on it years ago about all the agencies having that image and where the image actually came from. And I've seen videos of Yoda, showing up in different places as well, as a demonic creature and stuff. What's up? But yeah, it's just when people are trying to get into just the science of it, I just want people to understand, if you are going to make a scientific claim, make sure that you're able to have a test, and you have to have a hypothesis. Have your independent variable, dependent, your control. Make sure you can manipulate the independent variable, and don't attribute something as I see it, therefore it is. Okay, always remember. Okay, and that's my big thing is like this here. Affirming the consequent, otherwise known as a converse error, a logical fallacy that involves taking a true statement and assuming the converse form would be true as well. Okay. Here's a couple examples. I have the flu, then I'll have a fever. I have a fever, therefore I have the flu. Okay. Everybody understand this? You could have a fever now. First off, I can't talk about the flu here, okay? But I don't follow the germ theory. Sorry. Bam, that's a shot at YouTube right there. You like that? I don't do all the germ theory nonsense, okay? All that stuff is a fallacy, a deadly fallacy at that with the germ theory. Just because you have a fever doesn't mean you have the flu. You could have gotten bit by a snake and your body temperature could be rising and rising in order to, as an inflammation reaction to your blood, basically clotting. That's what snake venom actually does to you. So here's my point. Just because you have the flu doesn't mean you have a fever. And just because we have a density gradient doesn't mean that Earth is rising. Okay? That's my point, Ken. So anytime someone says that, that is not, there's no way you can win a debate with that. I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean? Most likely you would get really angry and start arguing. Unless you're really cool. If you're cool, you won't do any ad hom attacks. But the main thing is you can't just see something and say that just because this is true, then that means that that's true. I have a fever, therefore I have the flu. No. I've never really had the flu. Therefore, I don't think the flu actually exists. But I have proof that's different. Okay, your body actually detoxes. So when you actually go through the detox time, when you're building up toxins in your body, unless you detox it regularly, right, you get sick, and then your body heats up in order to kill the toxins to a higher degree, which is over 100 degrees, right? But there are some things that aren't real that never were isolated a couple years ago that actually spread in the summer. Remember that? When I said that if it was real, it would die off in the summer. Oh, Ken said Gerald's game about kids living in space being trained to fight. Really? Are you sure, dude? Yeah. All the space movies have something spinning. They got it spinning, and they're trying to prove gravity. They're all sideways and upside down because that fits the ball theory. But the thing is, we're not moving. So that's why upward rising Earth is just as bad as NASA. That's the reason why Nathan Oakley spazzed on Dell so hard and completely destroyed him. There was nothing Dell could even say, because the thing is that when you do that, you're basically replacing NASA. Are you sure? There's two Gerald's games, right? This is the Gerald's game that I'm talking about. The woman handcuffed. You know what I'm talking about? She's handcuffed to the bed, and her husband has a heart attack because he got his boost. Boom! Another shot. Boost! Got another shot. Another shot at YouTube right there. God, bro, I better be careful, dude. I'm gonna get hammered. I'm gonna get hammered. Like, what did he say? Did he say boost? Well, what was the context? What did he say? All right, boys, false alarm. Because there's no gravity, it's the surroundings. Yeah. Could withdrawal from heroin be the same as the flu? Yeah. Yep. So if I'm hungry, right? If I'm not hungry anymore, that means I ate a steak. Is that right? No. Could have had a pizza. I appreciate the numbers. Appreciate it. Our Paul. But yeah. All those movies are just simulating basically astrophysics are okay, let me break this down for everybody as well. All right, listen. Astrophysics are taking physics of Earth that we see here and applying them to space. So because there's the fake gravity here on Earth that they want to pretend is real, right? They say the sun has a gravitational pull because it fits in with their game. So astrophysics is taking physics that we have here on Earth. Everything attracts to center, pulls to the center, whatever they say, that's a lie. Completely wrong, right? Mass attracts mass. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Like you could actually, oh God, I don't even mass attract mass. So you standing here next to Earth, right? With these two little ball things to see if they attract each other. Meanwhile, you're 4 foot off of the ground of Earth. Not so Earth isn't pulling the balls. I mean, come on, dude. To see if the moon is actually, so you're right next to Earth and you want to see if the moon it has an effect on the ball. No. That's why they call people lunatics, right? Right? Or the lunar? Because that's exactly what a lot of people are. Complete lunatics. But here's my point. What needs to happen is people need to stay on the same topic. We don't need to have Earth spinning sideways. We don't need to have Earth rising up. We don't have to have any of that, okay? The whole point of it is that all of it is completely invalid hypothesis, and it cannot be proven in any kind of scientific experiment. And also we have the issue of the affirming the consequent and formological fallacy. You can't just look and say that there's a density gradient, therefore it has to be motion. That is not true. That's demonstrably false. All right. Everybody knows that. So I'm very glad everybody understands that. Everybody needs to make sure they understand that, including Ken. You got to understand that, man. Trust me. We need to make sure that we keep, okay? Look at this. It says the woman accidentally kills her husband during foreplay. That's not true. They just said that she killed him. See, there's another fallacy right there. She didn't kill him, okay? So what? It was her fault? So he got really excited when he chained her up to the bed and he got a heart attack, right? He got a heart attack. And so the woman, you know, hey, look. I know there might be a few women in here, okay? Listen, we practice equality here, okay? So look, I don't have a problem with that. I think she stone cold killed him. Maybe she should dress more, respectable. You know what I mean? And I say take her to jail, put her on death row. You know what I mean? Oh, Ender's Game. Okay. Ender's Game. Yeah. I just seen that one movie with Matthew McConaughey. He was going back in time. God, he got too close to the gravitational pull of a planet, and a gravitational pull, as they would say, what gravity is. Gravity would be the direction that time moves more slowly. Think about that. Think about that crazy crap. Okay, so he got too close to a planet, right? He got too close to a planet, and it ended up costing him like 100 years on Earth. So he got screwed. Got too close to the planet, bro. Matthew McConaughey. So now he was younger than his daughter. Think about that. His daughter was like 90-some. Think about that. Richard Morgan, welcome, says that if you can bend the top of water level, that will be the day I fart gold. Fact says 4 more likes to make it correct. Are you guys talking about the likes on my I never plug myself. Let me do a shameless plug. Everybody, please, if you do like the content, shoot me a thumbs up. How does Nathan Oakley say it sometimes? And Nathan Oakley says that he identifies as a transsexual African American black woman or something. He says something like that. And I respect how he identifies. So smash the super chat. That's what he says. Nathan's funny, dude. But anyway, everybody, that's just about all that I wanted to say. I am a little bit disappointed that all of these people have been misinterpreting all of this stuff, including Dell and everybody. Listen, and also, lastly, look, stationary is not a claim. Okay, stationary is not a claim. We are saying that it's not moving, and when it's not moving, because no movement can be detected on Earth, period. Even Einstein would actually admit to that, which is why he made the theory of relativity. If anybody wants me to do a full session on the theory of relativity and the issues with it, I could break it down, but I would rather not, because it's really dumb. It's basically, we all know what he's saying in it. He's saying that nothing can ever be anything because it's all relative to each other. He's basically talking in riddles, and I feel stupid talking about it. He actually won a Nobel Prize for that nonsense. All right. Richard says, glad to see an awake man. Good man. Dell is the boy. I do like Dell. We were just talking about the upward rising issue and stuff like that everybody has been bashing, and the acceleration and stuff like that. Falling, deceleration, terminal velocity, all this type of stuff. I'm saying that all this needs to be proven in a scientific method, and it also a scientific experiment following a scientific method, and also needs to be validated. Like I have a valid hypothesis. Currently, we are dealing with an invalid hypothesis and affirming the consequent fallacy. And affirming the consequent fallacy is a logical fallacy that involves taking a true statement and assuming the converse form would be true as well. Meaning, I have the flu. If I have the flu, then I'll have a fever. I have a fever, therefore I have the flu. No, you could have anything else. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. So just because there's a density gradient, it doesn't mean that Earth is rising up. It's basically the issue here. So I think everybody understands that. Affirming the consequent formological fallacy. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy everybody's enjoying it. Ken says the Witsit crew spouting electrostatics and ether are not getting banned from flat earther chats, but motion earthers are. I don't feel any motion, Ken. I don't think we need motion earthers. That's going to make every one of us look more stupid. They think that we are the dumbest people on earth, Ken. Okay? Literally, they think that, honestly, I know, like right now, you seem to, like, you have a little bit of an understanding on some of that stuff. But like I said, some of the definitions that you mentioned are completely wrong. But you got to know about these fallacies as well. Thing is that flat earthers understand all this stuff, and we go toe to toe with people. And most people don't even know the definitions of affirming the consequent or begging the question fallacies. You know what I'm saying? If I got somebody on a debate right now and I would ask them, okay, and what is an affirming the consequent fallacy? And what is this? And what is that? And they would have to literally go through and tell me all of this in real time, and I would show the world that they don't really know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? So that's the issue. The motion thing is completely outrageous. It really is. It's completely outrageous. It's not even. It's just, you know what I mean. But I wouldn't call people stationary. I wouldn't say stationary earthers in general. I would say that, and ether. Nobody talks about ether in Nathan's on Nathan Oakley's show. Like I ask people all the time, what is ether? What is ether? Don't say ether is air. Air is air. Everything has to be what it is on its own form, right? You know what I mean? So I ask people, what is ether? Explain to me what ether is. What's it made of? And every time I ask people, they say it's a non-manifested medium, meaning it's not there, and it's there, but it's not there. But yeah, we don't need motion earthers coming in with some weird stuff. We're not going to ever survive if people keep breaking it down. We're not going to survive. We're going to fall really, really quickly. That's why I have to destroy anybody, including Dell, if I have to, for coming up with this nonsense or bringing it back from the 70s. Stationary earthers treat motion earthers the way globers treat flat earthers. Turn on you, call you a troll or flat earth shill. Yeah, but okay, Ken, look, the reason why that happens is because They're doing, you see what I have on screen? This is what I have on screen. They're saying that we have a density gradient. Therefore, we have what? Earth rising. That's not how you prove that Earth is rising. It's like the COVID. Oh, I almost said it, didn't I? It's like the C19 test. That is a PCR test, everyone. Okay. You know what a PCR test is? If I was in a debate with you, I would ask you, what is it? And if you can't tell me that it's a polymerase chain reaction test, we're going to stop right there. Okay. And I also want you to tell me who the inventor is. And I'll tell you who the inventor of it is. Dr. Kary Mullis, who also won the Nobel Prize. And him himself actually said, it is not a test. It is a polymerase chain reaction. And it cannot tell you or diagnose if you are sick. All it does is amplify genetic material. You all understand? Okay. This is what got my videos taken down, because I came in here explaining this. Okay. And you have to understand, when these statements are up here and you're debating this stuff, you need to know what you're talking about. And the problem is everybody, like Choster's saying, muddying the water. Okay. Everybody's muddying the water. We can't muddy the water. This is the way Earth is. It is what it is. The Earth itself is beyond the scientific method. Okay. So people need to stop making these outlandish claims. All right. Have no sphere. What's up? Shutting down a discussion of science should show you who's coming at this with honesty and exploration. Name calling and slander is now the new science. I don't know what you mean, Sphere. What do you mean? Who's shutting down a discussion of science? I'm talking about science and logical fallacies. Ken says, many Globers have told me that motion flat Earth is the only flat Earth that makes sense. Yeah, I mean that would, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with your statement. So many Globers have told me that motion flat Earth is the only flat Earth that makes sense. Yeah, because the Globers believe that they're on a spinning space ball, so they have to have that. That's fine. They're okay with that because there's motion and there's something for them to. Basically, they don't want to even come to the understanding that the sun is moving itself. Okay. The sun is moving. The moon is moving, not us. The sun is moving and the moon is moving. It's already been proven that geocentric model is 100% technically, it can be validated as well. Okay. Heliocentric cannot under any circumstances. Just the stars would be all screwed up as well. See, you gotta understand, we're taking the whole thing. What the motion rising Earth, the rising or upward rising Earthers, whatever they want to be called, they're hijacking everything. It's kind of like what you said earlier, Ken, about having a planetarium and lifting it up. You're trying to have all of it. You're trying to say that the stars are still stuck up to the sky there. Everybody's trying to grab everything and they can't. Okay. It's like the reason why Globers would say that makes sense to them. And it still wouldn't make any sense if you ask me, because the Globers in there believe that space is real. So they think that the stars are way, 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 way out there. Therefore, it still wouldn't make sense to them. Think about it. If Earth was rising up and the stars our star patterns would be different, number one, and the parallax would be different as well. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot to it. And if you say that, like what I just said to them in Dell's chat, you see what I'm saying? If you say that to them, and here's the thing, Globers are trying to make this into a scientific type of argument based on their fake pseudoscience. That's why I bring it in with the scientific method. If it fails the scientific method, it is pseudoscience by definition. And we need to keep it at that. We can't sit around and pretend like we don't have to do real science. And we also can't make regular observations, Ken, as well. We can't make regular observations, okay? And then say, oh, well, I have the flu and I'll have a fever. I have a fever, therefore I have the flu. No, that doesn't mean that. When like I was saying before I got sidetracked about the I tested positive for this, therefore I have this. No. Look at all the dead bodies on the news. Therefore, it's real. No, it's not. A dead body is proof of what? Proof of a dead body. That's it. You can't say that 100 million people dropping dead is proof of a flu. No, No, that's proof of 100 million people dropping dead. That's it. Everybody has to understand this. This is very simple. This is very simple. You can't attribute something that has no attributes with what you're trying to compare it to. You know what I mean? I say it's snowing outside, therefore it must be burning up in the desert. Like, what? No, it has nothing to do with it. Know what I mean? John says no star parallax is a valid counter argument to the claim that the world still that this world moves. I'm saying here's what I'm saying. You can't necessarily have it both ways. The reason I'm saying that is because if we are completely encapsulated, enclosed in a system like a bottle, and you move that bottle up, you're not getting the forces that you're trying to achieve. You see what I'm saying? You're not actually getting, you would have to be in a medium of something. That's why I say it goes back to a non sequitur argument and an infinite regress fallacy. So what medium is the earth in now? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, not non-constrained. Yeah, 100%. It is senseless. Yeah, it is senseless. But that's my whole point, is that if stars are outside of this particular medium that we're in, and stars are really far away, with Earth moving upward, you're saying Earth is moving upward. You're not claiming that the stars are moving upward. Okay, there's a lot to it. There's so much to it. You know what I mean? Gravity, Ken, gravity's fake. There is no gravity. Anyway, Ken, I don't know if you're a glober or what you're trying to do, but it's like I said, if you want to debate me on here, I don't have an issue with it. You just have to give me a scientific hypothesis. Okay? I don't want to talk around it. I don't want to talk around it, because I think that gets me into like what non-constreamist is saying. I'm trying to make sense out of something that's senseless, and I can't. The issue with rising Earth is that it's an invalid hypothesis. It fails the scientific method. Okay. It is also affirming the consequent fallacy, right? Okay. And it does not mean that because there's a density gradient that Earth is moving in a direction. That's not what that means. I don't know where Dell got his information, but you do not have to have motion for a density gradient. You know what I mean? Hey, Mike. No, special relativity doesn't really make sense at all. Not even anywhere. It's only relative to the medium. What Einstein is saying in his relativity is that there's this conceptual medium called space, time, and everything is in alignment with space time. That's the issue. Exactly. What are the lights in the sky? Exactly. And who's to say if the lights are moving upward or any of this other stuff? I think personally, I want to completely destroy. It's already been destroyed, but the whole upward rising Earth needs to be completely destroyed and shut down, and buried. I mean, it needs to be torched. You know what I mean? Have No Sphere says you're using them for your evidence. Who, me? You're using them for your evidence for no rising Earth. So what are the stars you're using for your science? Are you talking to me? The only way that let me explain it again. This is for everybody who just came in. The only way for you to be able to prove that the Earth is moving up is to formulate a hypothesis and conduct a scientific experiment. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. You have to have an independent variable control dependent. Your independent is your presumed cause. In Dell's and Reishi's invalid hypothesis, which is affirming the consequent fallacy, they said that directional I'm trying to see how they said it. They said density directionality is caused by Earth moving up. How can you manipulate the Earth moving up in order to show that that is the cause of it? Can you push the dumbass Earth back down to the lower in order to prove that the directionality goes away when you push the Earth down? Yes or no? Anybody? Anybody know? I'm taking any answers. It's only one word that you really need. Can you actually push the Earth down to prove? Can you manipulate the Earth rising up to prove that that's the cause of density directionality? I got $2,000 for anybody who can push the Earth down. I'll give you $2 million, whether I have it or I don't. You all understand what I'm saying? Make sense? Have no sphere? Ken says, I will have a hypothesis prepared for you if you want to set a date. Word salad? Are you serious? Have no sphere. Are you serious? You serious right now? Is that too much for you? Like doing a scientific experiment? Was it too much? Here. Here, is this better? A variable whose variation does not depend on that of another. I don't know what's up with that definition here. An independent variable is the cause, while a dependent variable is the effect. What's the cause of density directionality? Have no sphere. What's causing the density gradient? Let me ask Ken. This is the last time I want to go over this. Okay, I'm not going to make this. Okay. I'm not going to make this entire stream about something unless you guys can give me the hypothesis right now. Okay. What is the independent? What's the independent variable for this? Because I've already explained it, and it's kind of like you're not listening. So if we're debating, this is where I would talk over you the way Nathan does, because we're not going to hand wave anything, okay? And we're not going to do a word salad. None of that. This ain't word salad. Word salad is non sequitur. Actually, to be honest with you, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm making perfect sense. Heat causes water to boil. Understand? Heat is my cause, independent variable. What happens when I put an ice cube underneath of a pan of water? Right? So do you guys have a hypothesis? I want to know what the cause is. Is the cause upward rising Earth? Because this is where I kill it. Okay, either that or just let it die because it's been destroyed. So I might have to do another live on this and actually mirror a little bit of Nathan Oakley's video because I don't think a lot of people understand. Independent, dependent, control. This is a scientific method. Okay. All right. Have you guys ran away? All right. Anyway, everyone. John says every attempt with which science have had to try to prove that this world moves has failed. So they stopped trying many years ago. That's why they invented a theory of relativity. Very, very good comment. Very good comment. I see that you are a very well-educated individual, my friend. Very true. They cannot prove any motion whatsoever. But dumbass Dell apparently is trying to. He's trying to do what no one else has been able to do. And that's the problem. We don't need another section and faction of flat earthers, okay? We do not need motion earthers. I don't know what the hell that is, but, you know, we need to get rid of that nonsense, okay? John explained this very good. Let me read his comment again. Every attempt which science has tried to prove that this world moves has failed. So they stopped trying many years ago, and that's why they invented the theory of relativity, okay? So if any of Dell's goons, I'm gonna act like what's his name, Russian vids, you guys need to understand that if you have, you're not gonna hand wave anything like have no sphere or the rest of them. You're not hand waving it, okay? You're not hand waving it, and we're not gonna start talking about a whole bunch of non sequiturs and a whole bunch of other things and infinite regress fallacies and all this other nonsense. We're not gonna do that here. We don't do that. Prove the Earth is moving up with a scientific experiment. Prove that the density, right? Prove that the density, directionality, is caused by the Earth moving up. It's an invalid hypothesis. Fails the scientific method. And it's in the land of Narnia, right? Right? That's motion Earth is on par with trying to figure out what kind of wood that Harry Potter's wand is made out of. Anyway, everyone. Sorry for the entertainment of the idea. I wasn't entertaining it. I was just pointing out the facts. It still didn't matter. It's an invalid argument. It's completely destroyed. It's an invalid argument. I don't care about G-forces, and I do not care about any of this other nonsense. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay? Every experiment has failed to try and prove that the Earth actually moves. That's the reason why the heliocentric side said it also could be geocentric. The reason why is because we could be the center or the sun could be the center. Both of them work, but really they don't. But you understand what I mean. They cannot prove that there's any motion to this Earth whatsoever. So people need to understand that type of stuff. And John said, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then most likely Earth is rising upward. What is that? Is that another affirmative consequence? Yeah. Then most likely it's a duck. 100%. I agree. Look, I don't care if Globers want to come over here. I thought Ken's been over here for a while. Hopefully he's not. Look, I'm not trying to make people angry or anything, okay? I'm a cool dude. But I don't want anyone trying to hijack the show and try and bring this. I'm going to keep padding this. That's why I keep saying it over and over again. Because everyone watching this, I want them to understand what a affirming the consequent fallacy is. It's just because you see something, okay, we have a density gradient up there, therefore it has to be rising up. No, not true. 100% false. That's a fallacy. And it also makes you look real stupid. Okay? And also, you should already have a hypothesis, especially if you come to the Amish space station. Make sure you have your hypothesis and we'll run it right through the scientific method. And if it actually starts to pass, you can come on here and then we can have a chat about it. Okay? However, you're going to end up, if you try and say Earth is rising up, you're going to end up with a invalid hypothesis. Shout out to Quantum Eraser and Nathan Oakley, by the way. If you really want to know about it, look them up and look up a couple videos they've done. They did them a couple days ago, okay? And he'll explain all of this very easily, and you can hear it. You can hear them go through it, and you can hear them destroy Dell as well. Like I said, it's not that I got a problem with Dell, but if Dell is going to bring in motion earthers and allow that to take root, okay, all people want to do is just destroy this community, and they will do anything that they can. All manner of underhanded tricks, like Jaron and the rest of these people. They don't understand science. And they call people like myself and people who do understand science scammers, right? Now, granted, I don't really know everything about how motion works And as far as like some of that stuff, because like I said, it's so bad that a lot of the definitions, if you ask someone for a definition of mass, you know what I mean? If you ask someone a definition of mass and stuff, they start saying a lot of weird stuff. Sammy says, I was enjoying the show until the last 10 minutes. You are starting to sound like an arrogant dick. Globers are enough of that. Be better. Well, I'm very, very sorry that you feel that way. I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I'm very firm with this, okay? Otherwise, everyone's going to come in and make up a whole bunch of nonsense, Sammy. You understand? This should be easy for you guys to understand. Why are you all having such a hard time? Have I not been on here streaming enough to try and hammer it into people's heads about science? I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm going after all of the globers. I'm going after all the people that pretend to be fake science guys, Bill Nye, the rest of them, all the people that want to talk like they graduated from some prestigious college, like they have authority over top of me, like they can look down on me. And as you said in your comment, globers do enough of that. That's what they do. But the way to be better against them is to speak with conviction. You can't be speaking like a scared little brat. Okay. You can't come in there and say, well, maybe this could happen and that could happen. And who knows, this here and that there. You know what I mean? So you all have to understand. And also, I am a dick. You guys didn't know? You guys didn't know? You've been here. Okay, non-extremists, you should be offended. I think you need to drop it in chat. Let them know how many times I offend you, please. And also, non-extremists, I'm offended that you actually enjoy more of my arrogance. How dare you? How dare you? Don't make me get Greta Thunberg on you. Okay? Anyway, Sammy, yeah, I just look, this is a really big thing, okay? I've studied a lot of this, and I really, 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 really want this to, I want people to learn what real science is, and I don't want this to be hijacked at all, okay? Real science, not speculation and not observation. It's observation and experimentation, not one or the other. Observations are not science, okay? Astrophysics is observations. It's not science. It's fake science by definition, pseudoscience. You can only observe the stars. You can't go there, and you cannot go there, and you cannot actually run experiments on stars or any of that nonsense through the fake space. All right? Thank you. I'm not trying to be arrogant. There it is. Thank you, non-extremists. I find you offensive for finding me offensive, like Eminem says. But yeah, I don't want it to sound like that, but I fire back at anybody trying to hijack flat Earth, okay? Earth is not moving. There is no motion. There is no experiments that can detect motion. We don't do these weird fake, affirming the consequent fallacies here. And we also don't, who knows? They might have blocked everybody in this chat. I don't know what these people do. I normally put it up there so people can, so people can see it. But anyway, this is the chat. Hey, all right, hold on. All right. Anyway, everybody, the show has gone on for over 3 hours. Thank you all. I appreciate all of your time and everything. I'll probably be back on later this week, and I'm going to get back up with you guys. All right. Until then, stay away from the rising of the fake Earth. Amish space station. I'm out. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate the time.